Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Have we
probably
started?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh my
I think so.
I was
God.
like,
I think so.
he's not quiet for no reason.
Well, let me check.
Let's check. Let's
It's
check
on
all the
YouTube.
angles. It's on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I just got a notification.
Is it on Twitch? Are we live on Twitch?
Yes,
I don't know. I don't have Twitch.
Dun, da, da.
Oh,
We'll
fake
get on
fan,
it, Cassie.
fake fan.
Fake fan. Hello. Welcome. Am I the one introducing us? I guess so. Cassie, you're in the middle. Introduce it. Let's go.
What? No. Hi, we're here. We're talking about our game.
Boom! That's right.
Epic.
She's got it. This is how we pay our bills.
No, it's not.
We get no money from this. We get no money at all.
Oh, clearly your cam's shit, and we haven't got any money to fund it.
I know. I
Goddamn.
know. Send me money. Hey guys, send me money.
All right, let's not go down that route. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, we're not begging.
I am.
We're not begging. Anyway, welcome back. This is Rolex Play. This is Campaign Chit Chat, your kind of chaotic after hours show and talk. Now, we've not had a session for a while.
Yep.
I wonder why.
That be.
Maybe because I was waiting. I don't know.
Maybe 'cause
But
I'm moving her.
Robbie, do the thinker pose quick. Thought bubbles popping into our heads. It's because I've been away. So you can blame me for why we haven't had our games. But please don't, because I don't want the hate. We are here to have some discussions about how we feel about the campaigns. So, Robbie, with your own words, how do you feel about the campaigns? You know, use your feelings, emotions. One word, though. One word.
One word.
Okay, Cassie?
Mid.
Mid.
Wow.
Hey, look, I take it. That's fine.
This was a callback to our first talks that we had, actually.
We'll
when you
have a
asked us
callback.
when you asked us how the campaign were going, and I said it was pretty mid, and you got pissed and you walked away.
Jesus, Cassie.
Oh, there he goes.
I love
He's
it.
ascending.
I'm ascending. Let me descend quickly. Here we are, down below. All right. So what we would like to discuss today, I was thinking, so I've been away for a while, all right? And my brain has been ticking and talking for where this campaign can go. Both campaigns, let's say. I've also been writing some abilities and items for you guys at some point. Because that's the sort of thing I do. I just like in my own time, if I know where the story's going or if I have an idea of like a cool item, I'll just, get on my phone, get on notes and just go write it all down before I forget. So I've been doing a couple of items for you guys. Some of them are quite spicy, some of them are very, very broken. But a question for you guys, I guess, from my perspective and the audience, what item would you want your character to have? And what sort of properties do you think it would have?
Ooh. Guess you go first because I have two characters.
What the heck? I didn't get time to process the fucking question. Okay. I don't know. In terms of items, I mentioned in our early talks about a certain sword that Thorn could have. But honestly, now I'm thinking like maybe some armor or something, because I'm still thinking about going into Paladin for Thorn.
Yeah.
Some ideas there. So we'll just have to see. Oh, hold on. I just remembered. There was a mask that I had considered. That was like this like tiger's mask. And that's when, Wrath was quote unquote dead. And I thought he was full dead and never gonna see him again. Fuck you, Max, you're breaking my heart. But
Jeez Louise.
yeah, I had the idea that Thorn was gonna wear that as be like, okay, remembrance of Wrath, but no, he's back now. So, but
actually, like skin a tiger and just
No, Wrath's gonna be like my brother. It's like, okay, sorry, man.
What is this?
what did you do? It's like, I don't know.
You literally
yeah.
skinned his face.
But yeah, so maybe that mask could come into effect or something. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay. And what would the mask do? What are your thoughts on what the mask could do?
Good question.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to say invisibility outright because, yeah, but to me it could be like a heightened senses thing in terms of like maybe it can be like heightened smell or like heightened perception, something like that. But or like intimidation as well, maybe, because
Okay.
you know. But
How we
Well, it's a flayed tiger's face, so yeah, I think intimidation
no,
is
it's
already
not an
there.
actual tiger's face. It's like a carved thing, like, or it's a melded thing. I don't know, like a metal mask or a wooden mask or
Yeah.
something like that.
mm,
So
or maybe
maybe
like
heightened
the
perception or intimidation. Yeah.
yo low key. Wait, hold on. I
Hmm?
have the
Uh-oh.
thing for you, Cassie.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
believe that I found this when I was moving.
If it's some fucking Neko bullshit, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be
As they
so
rubbish
mad.
through every single drawer.
I knew it.
Oh shit, my
Oh,
my bad, guys. My bad.
being tossed around. Shit. You dropped
My
us.
bad,
God
my
damn
bad.
it.
Sorry,
Damn.
but here you go.
No.
It's an actual mask from when we were in Venice.
Very good. I could see the all iterations really for the mask. I like the idea. I like the fact that it's like paying homage as well to a character that already exists. It's embodying who they are through another person's skin, and the whole kind of background with Wrath and Thorn and that whole thing. Like, yeah, it seems very poignant, very sweet, especially if Wrath did die. That could be fun.
Don't say him
This
dying could be
man.
fun. That does
Well,
me dirty.
it's already been said that he can be severed
Yeah.
away from you. So,
Mhm. And
as
it
a
makes
concept
me
of
think,
dying,
yeah, it makes me think like maybe this mask has ties to like the Summer Court or like the Fey Realm, or that's the only place you can find it or something like that,
yeah.
Like so many things could happen with it, but what the fuck was that? Okay. Explosion, I guess.
This is
Don't worry about
America.
it. This is America. So, but yeah, a mask for Thorn.
Cool. I like it. I like the idea. You could have gone knife, could have gone sword, but no. Chose something very
But
delicate.
hey, guess what? Shocking. I'm not a basic bitch.
Wow.
Whoever
More
said
at 11.
that? Whoever said that? More at 11. More in 10 minutes. Back to you, Dave. How about you, Robbie? For your two characters, what's an item you could see them having?
Good question. It's always hard for me to pick items for characters. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Like I can give them like everyday sentimental items they would have, but like magical stuff. Well, for Van, I had the idea of daggers, but if we're doing a redemption arc for him, I don't know if they're really super fitting. It's okay.
Yes,
He
I give
stabbed
up
people and
vengeance.
they heal.
Kid pulls out knife.
Hey, a girl's gotta protect herself, you know? Don't blame them. Plus he already has the like needle, Empress's needle thing, I believe.
Yes, true.
So that is a thing that he has.
So what would it be instead then?
Hmm.
I had a really odd. So I've come up with items for the both of you. Some that already like pre-existing in your backstory, wink wink Cassie. But others like are new. And one of them for Ben is very like odd.
Is it the
Yeah.
busted one?
Mm,
Okay,
kinda.
that concerns me. Um,
They're all busted in their
well,
own way.
I wouldn't get him anything like a wand or a staff because
Oh fuck.
it doesn't fit. Well, at least not a wand. Definitely not like a wand.
Delete.
I don't know why. I just don't think it fits him really. He
Mhm.
like, especially with like his
I agree.
magic being
He's a
very
sorcerer. He's not like
yeah.
a mage, which is more typical to wield one of those.
I imagine he does like a lot of body movement anyways when he's casting spells. So meh.
Mhm. No dumbbells then.
mm, no, no,
Shame.
that's for me. Getting the gains, bro. Yeah. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
shut up, shut up. Okay, you can see the muscles a little bit.
We should put. Are we changing
I
the?
didn't say anything.
Are we changing the category we're on Twitch from Dungeons and Dragons to swole goals or something?
No.
Dungeons and Gym Bros.
God, I
Somebody make
forbid that actually exists. I can just so see that's a podcast waiting to happen.
Yep.
And
which class are you, cut or bulk? And comment down below. No, I'm kidding. Anyways,
God.
I feel like he would God, what is it called? It's not a tiara, it's like those things that like you can
A
place
circlet.
around. Yeah, kind. I think that would be cute, like something simple, not too like distracting from his original design. Earrings would be cool too. I've never given him earrings before, especially if they're like the ones on the back of the ear, you know, with like the
Sure.
elven
Yeah, like pointed ends.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would
Or
the earrings do though? Like, what would be the property that they possess? What would be the sort of like?
good question.
Shape the world.
Yo. Probably like enhancing something.
Okay.
Not too sure. Like again, it's
Look
really
maxing.
to say hell yeah, but he already does that though.
It just starts doing like the finger on the chin. Yeah, that's the one. Robbie just did it. You just didn't see it, Cassie.
I was watching. I saw it.
Oh.
What's the character's name? Oh my god! In Tuesday campaign, from the other group that doesn't
Which
speak.
one?
That doesn't speak.
Arc. Yeah.
Arc, yeah, and they were doing a lot of damage. I was like, it's because they've been mewing this whole time. They just been
Because they don't
silent.
speak.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. They can't communicate at all. So it's literally just, I killed you.
I hate this fucking Gen Z behavior from the both of you. Cut
sorry.
it out.
Apologies to the stream. we should do better.
No, they don't get an apology.
That's right. Suck it.
No, brother, shut up. Anyway.
See, whenever I be mean to the viewers, y'all are like, no, don't be mean. But whenever you guys be mean, it's totally fine.
Cassie, you beg to the viewers. You beg. You're like, pay me. Give me money.
Oh, Cassie.
That's extortion, my guy. Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Sign up for Hollywood, Cassie. Holy moly.
So, earrings that were to improve self somehow.
It's always hard for me to like pick item stuff because I don't want to go overboard or anything like that.
Fair enough.
Or I'm gonna say something and someone's be like, actually, there's already an item that does that, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck me. What is he missing in this kit? I don't
To
know.
be fair, I also struggled to think of stuff for Ven because the way that I see Ven and the way that I've like written some things doesn't really have items, you know.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't really need them.
Function
Wink.
that way.
Ben's just like, I can't get shit in this house.
He's not a material girl. You
he
know
is
what?
the material.
Give me the like Minecraft dog
God.
armor for my doggies.
When's the last time it came into use? Though
the dogs.
Yeah. When's the last? What's the last
How
time?
dare you?
They found. Oh wait, did they
So
find?
many times.
Did they find Zuna or not? I can't remember.
No.
That's a good question.
No.
I mean, we don't know.
Well, you didn't. You found her first to the dogs.
I will let you know that polar bear statistic, but it's a giant dog, fluffy dog.
Yeah.
Did tank so much damage when we were fighting the
polar bear.
Soothsaying Nimbus.
No matter what campaign I DM for, there's always a fucking polar bear.
There's always a fucking polar bear.
Frey did it as a druid last fucking campaign.
That does irreparable amount of damage. That just absolutely destroys Max.
my guy literally kept using polar bear for everything. No matter what the fuck it was just polar bear. And I get it, it's like excellent stats. But I gave him better things and he's like, polar bear. I love polar bear.
Polar bear
knows what he likes.
Polar bear and giant hummingbird, man.
Giant hummingbird. And then he got the parala bear. And then he was like, yeah, this is cool.
This is what I'm talking about.
Now we're crafting. Yeah, hell yeah. God. Okay, so that was Van. What about Licio?
Ooh, for him, sometimes
he's got more items.
Struggle. But I do see him using more items, especially like with the whole doctor thing.
Yeah.
Something that
stethoscope.
Scalpel.
Stethoscope.
I think he just has like this like little doctor's cart that he rolls around in just surgery. He's just in battle and he's just like on rocky terrain, like he's like, hold on, I'm coming.
He's also like
use it to heal people. He just like lifts it up to smack somebody with it.
Yeah. I'm also picturing like Alicia's not
the steel chair.
Alicia's like encumbered, right? Like they're not the strongest. So I'm just imagining this, and I'm just imagining this anemic like elf dude just like rocking up with this wheelchair, kitted out with all of these like medical supplies, and he's just ready to go.
Funny enough, he has like actually decent strength because I rolled very good stats.
It's his con that's dog shit.
It's literally his con that's dog shit. It's a 10. Honestly,
glass, literally glass.
I don't know if you've ever seen like in like surgeons, they have essentially instead of using their hands to cut, they have like lasers that they're using, controlling, almost kind of like. Imagine that like combined with like the Victor glove from Arcane, you know, where he can control the laser hand. Something like that would be interesting. Maybe not with the laser, but like for something
astral light
else.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like a
condensed sunlight
thing. Or like an upgrade to his cane or something like that. Maybe he just like, you know, oh no, this frail teenage boy, and then he just like pulls out a Glock from or a
he grabs his wooden staff and just goes, what the hell?
I'm a healer, but
I heal your wounds. Dead.
Great. I heal your wounds. That's your kill line.
Hey, look, I was going to try and come up with something else, but I completely could not in the moment, all right? I was going to say something like heal you from the living. Boo, welcome to death or some shit. I couldn't.
It would be cool if he...
sorry, Max. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I would fit into this aesthetic, but it kind of does with the wings. But like a white plague doctor mask or something like that.
Yeah. I was thinking like a COVID mask. Just like a plastic one to go over.
But even like the steampunk ones that have like the... There's one that I have saved on Pinterest that looks really cool. It's like white and then the details are in gold. It almost looks like a very
like an Oni
gate. No. I'll show you. Hold on.
Okay.
But can we get hints for the items?
Yeah, sure you can. Yeah, why not? So I'm going to look through them now.
Give us like a one-word hint.
Well, thorn. All I'll say is glass.
Kind of suspected that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm excited.
Fennell's going to be very on the nose on this one. Cloak.
Another one.
Why does he get... I need one.
Jesus
one
Christ,
glove.
Robbie, is this an actual thing?
I think somebody made it for like a cosplay of some kind. I don't think it's
That's-
like real. But I think
But-
like porcelain like that, even like maybe like a mechanical bird would be cool.
Okay. Very steampunky. I like
Well,
it. I like it.
not fully, but yeah.
All right. So yeah, we had Thorn Glass, Fennel Cloak, and these are things that might not ever happen. Okay, but the thing is, as a DM, I just prepare for them just in case. You know, Sienna, armor, surprise, Ven, thread,
Yeah.
and
Interesting.
there we are. There's the 4 from
Nice.
Still Hearts. Yeah, yeah. So I've been cooking, and abilities as well. So there's stuff coming up. Whether they like appear anytime soon or later down the road. Some of these are kind of, I say, end game. My scaling for the games, as you've already seen in combat scenarios, I don't give a shit. So sometimes combat encounters can be very hard, but also I give you guys busted shit as well. So it kind of compensates in that regard. And also, if I give you busted stuff, I can throw out some like more challenging like encounters that are.
I forget half the shit you give me, and I have it all in one like list.
Well,
I have it all in one place, and I'm like, "Fuck, I can do that!" Like when I found out I could like actually fly, I was like, "Wait, huh?"
yeah, yeah.
What?
I did make sure to add that in the notes to say, yeah, you have a flying speed. So, but I get it. It's a lot of stuff. I do throw a lot of stuff at you guys, and it's not like it's normal things either. It's all badly worded, as I've been told several times by multiple people.
It's not that it's
Does
badly
Leone
worded,
tell
it's
you
just
these?
sometimes slightly confusing in like
There we are.
way.
Robbie's here to confess. Okay. Other guys from Threads of Chaos, they've been reading some of the NPC sheets I've been giving them for the recent combat encounters, and they absolutely hate me. But yeah,
It's a lot because I'm assuming like the way you wrote it, it makes sense in your mind. Like the way I write my notes, I don't think God could decipher it.
well, as well, I write them because
but-
I don't necessarily think that I'm going to give them out to people.
yeah,
So I'm like,
exactly.
so I shorten it to what I
It's
understand.
a verbal bar.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like you made it so you understand it, but then
Yeah.
like we don't have the context of.
But then I read it back and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But what do you mean? It makes sense.
Literally all of my writing. Oh my god.
Oh dear.
Yeah. That is
When
life.
world building sounds so cool in my head, and I try to put it to paper, and it just sounds like a 5-year-old.
Fissa, 2 Fissa. It's a Dr. Seuss book, you fucking moron. You gave me a hard one on purpose. Nobody knows Class of 09. I should shut up.
I have no idea.
It's I think it's a game, but it's like this
It
really
is.
offensive.
It's a visual novel.
It's a very offensive game.
But
Sounds right up my street.
But like
Oh,
in
I'll
an
send
ironic
you a
way,
clip.
not like an edgy way. to be
Okay.
fair.
Whoa.
Tongue
There's
in
some edgy
cheek.
parts in it. Oh, whatever. Anyways,
Okay. So yeah, that's what I've been doing over the last week. Writing some shit in the middle of like having no signal and contemplating how beautiful it is not hearing from you guys. But here we are back to normality. Wow, I don't mean
dare
it.
you.
I
How
don't
dare
mean
you.
it. I've missed you guys. I would have messaged more, but I was like, yeah, if I message and then I lose signal, I look like a dick. Because
yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. I just remembered an item, but it's not really a magic item.
Okay, so go for it.
For Ven, like a lipstick, but a poisonous one, essentially.
Yeah.
What happens if, like, okay, so question though, he's putting it on his lips, he's gotta feel the poison.
Nah, it's not how it works.
Okay.
Listen, it's made to the other person.
So when he licks his lips accidentally, doesn't count.
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
Well, he's gonna try not to. They'll be hydrated by the lips. Now put a little lip gloss on.
Imagine putting that on and then you go to like a hot area. I'm like, okay, now roll for wisdom save so you don't lick your lips accidentally.
You lick your lips when it's hot?
Well, when you like dry, maybe you go.
Yeah,
you know?
if you have dry lips.
I do.
Like sometimes you go that.
Anyways,
Either way.
A little bit off
Either way. Slightly.
Well, then
Slightly.
I guess it can be magical that the person who comes in next, you activate it.
There we go. So it's magical, and you always have moist lips. Excellent. We fixed it. We fixed it. That's it. Moist lips.
Like
moist lip then.
Like so they can upcharge it a little bit. They just make it like, additional effects other than killing people. It makes your lips really moist and like glossy at all times.
You are extra kissable.
Your shade. It doesn't matter.
You are always styling.
Doesn't matter what your skin tone is. If you change it, it changes with you, girly pop. Don't worry about it. We got you on all bases.
Fucking hell.
Hey, well, good marketing, you know.
Well, if you make a one-stop tool for everything, maybe not so much. Resellability? No, not really there. You want to try and like sell on bulk. So have it have like a break clause that like after every use it has a 50% chance to break. Then people are buying more. You're like, yeah, come on, let's sell more. Let's sell more. That's what the big wigs do.
Oh dear.
It's
iPhones, essentially.
Capitalism. We got to milk everyone for their cent. Come on, bend over. There we are. Cassie, bring us back to speed. Bring us back on topic.
Dungeons and Dragons. Man, what a game.
What a game. What a game indeed.
What a game.
Here's a question, Cassie.
Makes cry.
You don't like doing one shots and mini campaigns, do you?
Yeah, no, because whenever it comes to like creating characters, I put just way too much thought into it. Because if I want to have a full idea of what the character could be, is, and all that, but then I come over prepared. It's like I have a whole backstory. I have a 5K backstory. It's like, dude, we're only doing this for one night. I'm like, well, but maybe there's more.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, then the question to you would be: how long does how many sessions do you need to feel satisfied? Do you think? So, like for example, if you were to start a mini campaign, if you were to join, like if we started one as Rolex Play, not saying that we're going to do one. There's been talks about it, perhaps at some points. That's why Robbie's doing one. But if we did a mini campaign, how many sessions do you think you'd need to like kind of like satisfy you in that regard? It's a heavy question to ask because like it depends on the campaign, blah blah blah. But for you personally, how many hours do you think you need?
Hour by the hour? I thought we were doing
like
by the session. Okay.
It's a chop and change, you know.
Approximately.
Geez, I don't know, because honestly, I've only been in like long-term campaigns, and I've had to leave some or whatever. But so short-term, I think I could do probably about 10 sessions around.
Okay.
Because that seems like a good even point. Like I'd push to 15, but I think that's probably what it'll take.
Sure. That's kind of the motto that Dimension 20 go. So whereas you've got like Critical Role that go for campaigns that we do, which is like 100 so sessions, whatever it may turn out to be for that campaign. Yeah, years-long campaign, going over everything and kind of being interconnected and everything like that. Dimension 20, they do like 10 to 20, I don't know what the kind of average is, sessions per little mini campaign that they do. And maybe they do like a second one or a spin-off or something in the same world. But typically they are just standalone 10 session long. When we first started doing Rolex Play, I kind of threw that forward. I was like, would you want to do this concept as like something perhaps? Because doing a long campaign is harder. Like, as we've seen, like people come and go through no fault of their own, or just kind of, just in general, like life moves on. People are busy. People tendencies change. Like what happens this year may change next year. So it was kind of a thought that was going through my mind for a while. I've still got ideas for stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's interesting to see different people's perspectives, because just like you, I like to get my teeth sunken in and like get a proper like campaign going where you can kind of sit with the characters and like give everyone a time to breathe and time to like do their thing. Some sessions are longer, some sessions are shorter, but in the grand scheme of things, you're always getting like this constant feed of not the same thing, but of this story of those characters that you like. Yeah, I see both sides. But if I were to push one or the other, I'd say the same as you, Cassie.
I think you have to, when we're having like shorter campaigns, you kind of have to take that into account while you're writing the character.
Yeah.
Like you need to think about, okay, you can't have them have too many arcs that you want to go through. Like you
or
can
too many problems that need fixing,
yeah,
or
like make it like a
one
point,
sort of
one plot.
Yeah, and I
One
think that's the
main
problem.
thing.
Yeah.
That's the problem I kind of get to, is that, okay, say we're doing a mini campaign. It's like, okay, what bases do I need to cover? Like, because I'll literally like make a full character for like a year-long campaign if it's only like 10 sessions, because I'm like, I have all the bases covered. We can do anything you want. Like I've got it all down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just because I overthink about it, and I get too like involved into it, you know.
I think
So
it's a bit easier though if you have a setting for a campaign that's like a school.
I think if you have a very specific,
grounded, right?
Yeah, I think if you have a very specific, the way that I see mini campaigns, and not to talk over you, Robbie, but like to kind of hop onto that school thing, I think you need to have a very specific idea for a mini campaign, set the boundaries, tell everyone what it's going to be. It has to be in this circle, and the players have to almost fall into archetypes. So if you look at like these like films, for example, as like a way to get an idea for this, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, where you have this found family that are archetypes, right? So you have Groot, who's like the dumb one. You have Rocket, who's like the snarky, smart one. You have Gamora, who's like the powerful, deadly assassin. You have Drax, who's the kind of stoic idiot. And then you have Star-Lord, who's the bumbling, charismatic leader. Like, you have these archetypes of each one, and what I'm saying may not be directly right for what these characters represent, but just an idea. You got to like play into a role, into a stereotype, just to be a bit more consistent. Because if you're all the same character, then the mini campaign, it just doesn't flow as right. You're trying to tread the same water, and no one has like their own unique thing going on. It's just repeating and repeating. So
it happened with me when we were playing Curse of Strahd with a previous group.
You hate Curse of Strahd, right?
I really do not like the original version of it. I have a mutual on Instagram, an artist who does like really good art, and their DM like reworked Curse of Strahd a lot, and the storyline's really cool because they implemented a lot of their Can you hear me at least?
Yeah, me.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened there.
I'll refresh it on my end just in case.
Yeah, because it's normal on my screen. So, anyway, but yeah, they reworked the whole story and it worked for them. But in that campaign that I was in, we had two characters who were like the brooding ones who wanted revenge type of thing, kind of very edgy. And when you have two characters that are like that and the other two do not fall into, because there was 4 of us.
And I think they've gone completely.
Yep. I think they died. But yeah, to what Robbie was saying is that if you have two characters that are just very similar, I think it's a bit harder for the rest of everybody to like try and get their stuff in.
Sure.
Because I think that's what Ven and Thorn are kind of doing now, because it's just like
two edgy fucks.
Yeah, just two edgy motherfuckers. Which just disclaimer, everybody. I claim dibs on the edgy character. I claim dibs. Okay. But
They can see it.
But one of us has to like start mellowing out a bit, and just relaxing, which I think we take turns doing that. Because I genuinely don't want Thorn to be edgy all the time. Robbie's just frantic. Because I want Thorn to have like some, sweeter moments where she's like more chill and down to earth. It's just unfortunately there haven't been tons of moments. Like we had the break, the downtime, which we were able to do that. But then Thorn found out about Kiara, so that's right back to edgy territory. This girl, she can't get a break. Anyways, but yeah, so it's kind of rough when like two characters are just very similar to each other. Other people can't like get with it sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's difficult for other players in that group as well to, if they want to interact with that archetype, like let's say there's a paladin who isn't about vengeance and there's two people doing it, then do they focus on one? Do they just generalize it? If they generalize it, then there's not really that back and forth with a PC. Then you kind of lose a bit of that because you could have that juicy, dramatic moment with like another PC where you're like, you shouldn't be doing this. This is the wrong way. But instead, you have to look to the group and go, guys, I think this isn't right. We're like doing the wrong thing. And then it loses a bit of like personal touch because it's all about that kind of like player to player interaction. I can say character to character as well because there's NPCs and stuff that have the same sort of motivations and such as you guys, and you can kind of like interact with that. But yeah, it's just that kind of like back and forth that the meat and bone of role playing, not just in D&D, but that is kind of like what you sink your teeth in. And sorry to the vegans out there, but you know, you can have your soy fucking alternatives, I guess.
We heard that part, Robbie.
Oh dear.
But yeah, because I think like if you find like just, I want to say quote unquote good actors, but people who are very good at like role play and some people who you just like vibe with, I think that also just works so well when it comes to like D&D. Because if this person's like, I don't care, I'm gonna kill everybody, take their loot, whatever. It's like, what are you doing here, man? What fun are you having? Because it's just not the same as our fun. Huh?
Just go play Skyrim.
Seriously.
Yeah, play a game.
D&D is not a single player game. It is very much a group effort.
Yeah. It is never just one person because you always have, even if you did like a one player game, the DM's still there. Like it's still always a 2-person game minimum. It wouldn't be role play if it wasn't. You'd just be schizophrenic.
Oh. Yeah. Or that, or both.
Just be me, schizophrenic.
Jesus,
dude. Talking to yourself is not a sign of schizophrenia. No, who said that?
No, I definitely don't talk to myself in the siren voice and start saying "my little lamb" at all. No,
that's just creepy. Maybe we should take you to the psych ward.
Definitely not. I definitely don't start going like this out of nowhere when I'm like thinking I'm Frederick.
No, I'm pretty sure that's called being possessed.
Being
a priest.
Being possessed. You're being possessed by the demons of D&D. This was found out in 1960. You will be.
Oh no,
they were devil worship all along.
They were right, guys. They were right.
Shit.
Just didn't
it took
listen.
60 years, but they were right.
Speaking of one shots, though, I am actually doing one with Jack and his friends.
Oh, nice.
So I'm kind of dipping my toe into the little pool, but have
you played yet?
No, we're still making our characters.
Okay.
I haven't started mine yet because I don't know
Ew.
what I want to do.
Oh
Because the
no.
whole premise is that let me look at it again. We're gonna be criminals, I think,
Nice.
something like that.
Very abject route. I can see that.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a criminal.
Your criminals, criminal associates, been chosen for this because you were recommended by higher up, not be missed should something go wrong. Retrieve a ledger of information which would be dangerously volatile should it be released to the general public. So yeah, it's basically a dumbed down Suicide Squad, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna see how that goes, and can I be honest? So I was invited into this group, right?
Okay.
I have not met a single person. I have not talked to like any of them in VC at all. I have no idea who these people are.
I'm glad you're
But
saying this on stream.
anybody's
Get it all
watching this,
out.
I'm sure you're very nice.
They scare me. I don't know what to do.
I'm intimidated. It's a brand new group of people. I'm not good with people, so I just hope they like me and don't kick me out.
You'll be fine. Don't worry.
I know. But I'm excited. Because never played with these people. Don't know if it's gonna be chaotic. It probably will be.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. Willing to see what's gonna happen.
Good. Well, let us know on the next campaign chit chat how it goes.
Yeah.
Divulge on the details.
I don't know when it's happening. I think we're gonna talk more about that later. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
Cool. Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Cool.
Nice.
Cool. I'm gonna butt. Whoops.
Okay, great.
Well, back on the topic of D&D campaigns / one shots. I
Oh
think
my god, is that
with
what we're doing?
yeah, girl, get with the program.
We're doing a one shot right now.
Let's do it. Okay.
No,
No.
please.
No.
I will make a character worse than happy, bro. I will do it. Don't tempt
Do it.
me.
I'll make a world worse than Cothic. Impossible,
Can
I
I
know.
not be included in this?
But I think I did an okay job with the premise for Feyre. Considering, you were all given kind of like a prerequisite for
Sure.
your backstories, like something to connect you. I think that's what you also need to have in like one shots or shorter campaigns. There needs to be a reason why the group is there. There isn't, I'd say, enough time
to figure it out as you go
to
along.
figure out the group.
Yeah.
It's better to already give them a reason to be together.
Yeah.
So,
as
with
well.
this,
Go on. Keep going. Keep going.
I think the theme, kind of the story is pretty obvious where it's going, or like what the end goal is, just for like at this story at least. If we continue, maybe there will be something more. But for the first, like this testing things out, 30 session campaign, kill Hag.
And I think that works, right? Because with a mini campaign, you want a premise. You want a solid premise, solid world. All of it's fairly understandable. Nothing gets lost and wishy-washy. Like, I think if you were to do a mini campaign in a sci-fi setting where everything's just a bit too bonkers, it might be too hard to understand. It needs to be like Robbie was pointing out before, grounded in like a setting, like a school or something. So having this Fey element, like we all understand what folklore is like, and then when you go specific into like this is very Slavic inspired, then we can go, okay, so we're not looking at like, oh, the fairies of like, I don't know, Narnia or some shit. We're looking at like the fucking hags. Yeah, we're looking at the tricksters. We're looking at the people who will like take your child and put them in an oven, sort of like stories.
Also,
which is good.
Yesterday, Arnie said that he might take me up on the offer of joining. So
on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a maybe.
interesting.
But still.
Okay.
And then I was telling Brooke about it because they also really like Fae eerie stuff, and I was like,
Yes.
let me give you an offer. Let me give you a sales pitch right now.
So not just were you showing them your brand new apartment, but you're also selling them your
Oh yeah,
campaign.
I was also selling them on Nightingale. The
Fucking
game.
owls. It was just so upsell. Just keep
Yeah,
going, keep
yeah. I
climbing that
should have ended up
train.
in sales. Art, no, thank you. Put me in sales. I'll do great
Jesus.
with all this charisma, quote unquote.
Cassie, would you like to join Fridays?
No, I work.
Yeah,
There we go. She has a life.
but
The
I work
listeners, not so
too.
much.
They're killing me over there. I had to work 4 night shifts in a row.
No
Again, I
stress.
like that you're saying this on stream. Accountability is fun. Hopefully they don't watch this. Robbie, doesn't your aunt or someone watch these streams? Doesn't a family member
No.
watch? Whose family member watches? Didn't someone say their family member watches?
Jack, I think. No, it was
No,
Leonie's aunt.
Sophie's
It was
dad watched it.
Sophie's
Leonie,
dad.
and I think Leonie said
Yeah.
her aunt
No,
watched it sometimes.
that was okay. Yeah. Because I remember a couple of people had like family members who were watching. I've not like shared any of this to my family. Fuck that.
I haven't to any of my close family. Only my uncle knows because he's
Nobody
Yeah,
I
'cause
love
he's a-
watches this because they
so-
don't care about me. Anywho.
Well, that was sad.
Wow. Still on topic though for the campaign, so well done.
Oh, guys, can I rant for a second? Completely off topic.
This is
It
Robbie's
happened
rant corner.
yesterday.
Rant 5 minutes. Let's go.
Oh yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
everybody
Okay.
mute, deafen.
So, I'm having a stomach ache yesterday, but still, I had to go visit my parents' place. Because my little sister was graduating middle school / elementary school. I don't know what the fuck you call it. It's different in every country. So they had like the mini prom, and the families that take pictures. Anyways, problem is there's no direct route with the bus, so it's like a 20-minute bus ride and then a 20-minute walk. And
Oh,
I don't know what like the weather is over there, but here it was scorching hot.
yeah.
And it gets bad specifically at like 4 or 5 p.m. and that's when I was going.
Were you fully dressed as well?
No, I was in shorts, but I also regretted that because friction burns.
Lovely.
But I went to like a little floral shop to get like flowers for her and stuff. First of all, holy shit, flowers cost a lot.
Yeah.
Who made this a luxury? I remember when I could get a rose for $1 on 8th of March. Anyways, there were 2 people in front of me. I swear to fucking, and I'm having a stomach ache, okay? And it's hot, which is like a double killer combo. And these people, like, which flower should I take? Oh, maybe those. And then as soon as it shuts down, oh, never mind. Oh my god, just pick the fucking flower.
Yeah. The thing is, people like flowers. Everyone loves flowers. No matter who you are, I think everyone can find a flower that they like. Whenever they're buying for someone else, or whenever they're buying for their home, or whenever they're buying just in general, they can never decide what they want. They always have to ask for advice, or they may go, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Can we just look around and I'll describe what I'm kind of interested in? I want something yellow. What about sunflower? No, it's too ugly. What about something else? No, actually, can we make it orange? Maybe orange might fit the house better. It's
You know what was even worse?
one of those.
In this, the second person wasn't even like that indecisive. It was the person who was selling the. Oh, but look, this one's not that great. Do you want this other one, or maybe you should stop? Let them just pick it up.
Yeah.
The first one was, I'm assuming, another person who was going to prom because his mom was there to help him pick flowers. Which, my guy, come on, bro. Just come on, man.
Hey,
That's
look,
a
some
little
guys need
embarrassing.
advice. Hey, look, some guys need advice.
Yeah.
Ask the florist. Don't bring your mom.
What the
Hey, look,
fuck?
mother.
Hey, listen, motherhood
Mothers
is a
know
special
best.
thing. Okay, they have the best decisions
Okay,
sometimes.
but the part, like, you could have asked her to, like, at least write it down on a piece of paper, not drag her to the florist.
She needs to
Jesus
feel. She needs to
Christ.
smell. She needs to be there.
Exactly. Speaking of people liking flowers, I bought a book recently. Hold on, let me get it.
Ooh.
Books. Okay, let's zoom in on Cassie's wall to see what she's got.
Oh,
Any
she's
new
back.
additions? Any new additions to the wall? No new additions.
Shut up. Fuck off. It is The Complete Language of Flowers.
Okay.
So it has like
nice.
literally like
So it's
every
like
fucking flower and their name.
very good.
Yeah. So I've been looking through this a lot. Because half of these I want to send to you, Max. Like, oh, this could be another one of
I knew you
like
were going to say that.
the summer
Is
course or
basil in
whatever.
there? Is there a basil? I think basil counts as a plant, but
Hold
maybe.
on.
B. Basil.
There is no basil.
Shit!
But I do love like flower symbolism a lot, especially in art. It's very.
Oh
very
yeah, it
cool.
tells you the symbolic meanings. If it's poisonous, it's powers, quote unquote. It's folklore. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good book,
Nice.
and
I
it has like
love books like
hundreds of
that.
pictures. Oh yeah.
Me too. I
Give
love when
me
it's like-
a image-based book showing me a very specific niche, but it's just like full of reference images and why the images are that way, like the backstory to it, why, how it's made, what are the background. I used to collect. Well, I say collect. Back in school, during our free periods, this is primary school, there would be a library with all sorts of books that you could just access and take books out. They had these medieval kind of like what it was like to live in the Middle Ages sort of books, and it would show you like the armor. Some of them would be like the castles, how they were formed. Some would be just like the general weaponry and like armaments of what they would have, and that just kind of sparked my imagination. I then bought ones for like shows and TV and films, like Star Wars, for example, finding out how they made like, I don't know, the design for that ship, etc., etc. Yeah, art books, but it's like behind the scenes of like the filmmaking process, right?
I want the Arcane art book so bad, bro.
Does that exist?
So cool. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they have it.
All right.
And it's like very
I think I
fancy
saw it at
packaging and everything
Comic-Con,
too.
honestly. I
Oh
don't know.
shit, guys!
I
When are we gonna
know-
go to Comic-Con together? When are we gonna do like an actual
I
meetup?
mean-
I look like I'm made of money. Jesus Christ.
Do I look like I care?
All right, then you pay for my ticket.
All right then. Jeez.
There's a Comic-Con next month, and I'm going on Sunday, which I won't be there for the session, but
Next month when?
what month
Is
are we on?
is this like New York or something?
No,
or San Diego?
it's here.
Oh, okay.
In Louisiana. It's in July. But I'm going with my mom because I don't want to have to drive to New Orleans.
Oh my god! So does that mean if we went to see you, we could meet your mum?
Yeah, she's pretty chill.
Oh my god!
She's also doesn't have a lot of filters, so she might.
I would love her. I would love her.
Honestly, I think you would get along with my mom.
Cassie, my secret is I get along with any 40-plus-year-old, whether they're male, female, does not matter. I'm like,
well, the thing is, I know you'd get along with my mom. You would not get along with my dad. I know that 100%.
How's your dad? Is he like quite straight and narrow?
Conversation for another time, not to put on screen where you can see.
Oh dear.
Love you,
Well,
Dad.
it sounds like he's never going to see the stream. So
that sounds like Cassie's gonna like bury her in the backyard. The way you said that. What the fuck? Oh, and
did you look at my calendar?
It's on your wall behind you. So yeah, we saw it.
We can't talk about it on camera.
By the way, Cassie, I haven't asked you about this, but how did you feel about us looking into your private life?
It was such an invasion of privacy. No, listen, it's totally fine. Because honestly, I put my desk here and I put like just because so you can see all of this stuff, because people want to know I'm mentally ill. Bam, there you go.
Usually my hair does the job. Sure, I'll put up a wall.
Shows wall.
Bam, mental illness personified.
You need to have one of those chairs that go back like 90 degrees, so you just like flip backwards and
Yeah, you
show
guys wanna
everyone.
look, but no, I was obviously reacting out of a point of just like I thought you guys were making fun of me. You know, I was like, because I thought you were just like have it up just so you could wait for my dumbass to be like, huh, and just like sit down and laugh at me. But then I watched it back during the session, might I add, and
Shit, we should have done that. We should have done that.
Next time.
well,
next
that's why
Next time.
I came in, and you know, I'm already pissed. I have to move my car. My stomach was being mean to me, and so I'm
Yeah.
already ticked off. And so I come in, and I'm about to sit down, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is my why is that my camera? What the fuck? And so it was a lot of just like that, like, you know, what the fuck. But no, you guys were being very sweet, so I take back what I said. But yeah, I have shit like that all over my room, you know.
Love it.
I'm not gonna do a room tour because I'd have to unplug my computer and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I like showing people what interests me, and some of this shit is old and I gotta take down, but it's just you know, I like it's nothing.
Is the poster behind you on the? I assume this is your left. Yeah, that one. That's new. No, the big one.
That one, no, that's been there for a while actually.
It's
Okay.
being copycat,
It's just
right?
my head is always right here, so.
That might be it. Yeah, that might be it. The idle sitting position in the corner.
What are you guys talking about?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hey, girl.
Hey, can I get you a drink? Hey.
No, thank you.
Oh,
No,
God,
okay,
that turned into
hi.
a creepy guy at a bar.
But yeah, so I don't mind it. It's just ask next time, I guess.
Yeah, maybe we should have asked.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's probably the better route to go. Yeah.
Because I thought you guys gonna wait before you started the stream, but no, you just went in there. Because if I had known that, I would have turned off my camera.
If my cam was mobile, if I could like yank it and pull it off, I would, and I'd like run around the house, like one
great.
session. I just like
Like when you're on a phone call with somebody and you like mindlessly walk around in circles.
yeah.
I can just imagine
but with your
you like
camera.
doing that during like PC, like just hard hitting, like crying, like role play, and you're just like you just like hold up a bag of chips and you're like
Wait, we had standing max, we had sitting max. We need
I got idle max walking
need-
around.
treadmill max.
I have a treadmill. Let's do it.
Oh, don't do it now.
Oh my
You need to
God.
rest up, man. Imagine doing Toko's voice or Snow Bear's voice while on.
No,
don't
sit
tell
down,
me. I
sit
was
back down,
about to
sit
do it.
down.
I was about to do it.
Sit down.
You know what? Sometimes talking about Tuco and like Snow Bear, some of the weirder voices that I do in the car today, I don't know why, but because I've not like done like D&D for like 2 weeks or whatever it's been, I was like in my head, like out loud as I'm just driving home, I just thought I need to do Snow Bear's voice to see if I still got it. Just like started talking in his accent by myself in the car. Just like, oh, hello. I'm just like, oh, it's still there, I guess.
Just still with
imagine you doing that, but you don't know that your windows are open or something, and so just some grandma's like,
I wouldn't give a fuck.
Sounds about right.
I'd probably wind down my window and do it to her. Just be like, oh yes, your bosoms look great today. Oh yes.
What the? Don't stop.
Oh
No, I
no, now
wouldn't-
we're
I wouldn't
just
say that.
harassing old ladies.
I gotta say this, just genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I hate that you gave him a girlfriend because I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna enjoy any of it.
The thing is, though,
Nothing.
like,
Why
we
not?
what if Snow Bear's gay and we didn't know that up until now?
What if he's just ace and he's like, this is disgusting?
He has to
What
be
is
ace.
this?
He can't reproduce. Straight up.
Well,
Hey, look, you gave him fingers. You can give him a dick, okay?
I did not do
yo. He
That
does not
was
have pants,
none.
bro.
none
Chill.
of my business. I
He's just a walking tripod.
told them to stop. And they're like, haha, no, it's funny because your reaction. Meh, meh, meh." So, you know what? The joke's on me. Okay, the joke's on me. Whatever.
Oh, it's funny.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Mm.
It's just a shame Jack's not around for more snowboat antics. That'd have been fun with the two of them.
I think
Their banter.
I think he'd like if he had kept saying like, you know what, I'm leaving the campaign for this. I was like, hey, listen, I can't blame you, man.
Hey, look, Max,
Although
total line. He went too far.
it is his fault for bringing something in his actual life into the campaign.
Yeah, as soon as he did that, I was like, I'm doing this for sure.
For a while, I was like, oh man, I want to bring my childhood, plushie into this, and I was like, no, I can't. He's gonna get absolutely. Hold on, I have him on my desk right here. I'll show him. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. I don't keep anything like that because I'm not sentimental, so I've got no teddy bears.
I got 2 plushies in my room.
2 plush.
Well, one was a gift.
Hey yo.
Oh, little cutie.
This is Mo.
Mo.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cutie.
Not like the Three Stooges.
Not like Mo Sislak from The Simpsons.
No, I spell it Meaux because yeah.
Okay, because you're extra.
I was about to say something that would get us banned on Twitch anyways.
What?
Why would you spell it like that? I fucking hate English. What is wrong with you? How does that spell Mo?
It's French.
What?
Yeah, it's
I
French.
know. Well, just so you know, English took 25% of its spelling from French. But still.
Yeah, and I live in Louisiana. Cajun French is also a thing. We have the French Quarter.
Robbie,
so
what was the word?
French.
What was the word? Type it. Type it in chat.
No, I'm not gonna.
Do it.
No. Yo, what the fuck? No, ew.
Wow. This is America. We're playing all the hits today. There's bombings, there's N-words. Oh my god. Here we are.
God.
Well, look, our president decided to call us a word that rhymes with Yahtzee recently. So that was fun.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. If you guys remember Chatsy, they wrote it's better to be Chatsy than
Yeah. Okay.
a word that rhymes with and we're like, no, I'm pretty sure it's like both are bad and you're both, but okay.
Yeah.
Slay, I guess. So far
Literally.
you've come up with that. You've come up with multiple misspellings and a bloody red finger. Good job. Anyways, to stir off from that topic.
Yeah.
Max, how is it like being a player?
How's it like being a player? Oh my god.
You gotta put more context onto that.
This is in reference to the Friday campaign.
D&D.
I've said to you guys before, I've been a player in other games. They haven't lasted too long. A campaign lasted about a year. I tried to play very much a supporting role. I think the lead was carried by myself and one other in the game. Although there was 4 of us, 6 of us at some point, and then kind of whittled down to 4 because of scheduling issues. But yeah, I enjoy being a player. I've said this before, I enjoy being a DM more, only because I prefer being a side character in the story. I never want to be like the main focus. Just because I kind of like, because I know I can be very talkative, very extra, take up a lot of space, I don't want that to be the main focus. So I want to be able to use that ability to push others who aren't so, to help them kind of like be better, be the main focus. Because I DM for like the last 8 fucking years, or however long I've been playing like D&D for. Like for me, I get enough of this screen time and stuff. Like I talk enough, I role play enough. I want other people to also take some of that on board. So yeah, I enjoy being a player for that aspect, for helping others push forward. Also, maybe a little bit of greed is having a character that actually has a bit more leniency in the story, I guess, as well, because a lot of the NPCs that I play, they're side characters, right? They're not the main emphasis. They are the the shoehorn villain. They are the best friend. They are whatever needs for the story. So being a player is also fun because my actions actually kind of have meaning in that sense.
Yeah,
Because
and you have more depth and stuff.
yeah, because it's happening in the moment. Whereas when you're a DM and you're playing an NPC, sometimes it can be pre-written, right? You can maybe have like these events happen in the background. I don't need to play them out because this is how it is. This is how it should have been, and this is how it is. It's only what happens in game is what changes, and that's due to the influence of the players. It's not because of the DM. It's always a cause and effect.
When I DM, also it can sometimes be hard to like switch between character mentalities in the moment. Like you don't really have a lot of time, especially if it's like the players see them occasionally, so you don't get to like fully like grasp onto their character as much as
how
you
they
do
are,
with,
their
like,
psyche, and
like as much as you do with your own character because you spend so much time consistently with them.
Yeah.
So
for me, in that aspect, sometimes I find NPCs and I write them out a bit better than others. Others, I just wing it. I have like a bit of a general idea. I don't know how they're going to interact with the party until the party actually interacts with them. So, for example, like, who would be a good example? So we'll say Thimra, like Queen Thimra, like the leader of the city of Zefdal. Like she's been known to be frosty. She's been known to be a bit more like authoritarian in the past, as mentioned through different players and NPCs, both in and out of game. So she could have been like that with you guys, depending on how the situation planned out. But because it was like done in a certain way, I was like, yeah, you know what? She is a bit nicer, and she is going to be a bit more understanding and approachable.
We got her cake. It worked.
Yeah, and much to my surprise, I was like, "What? I thought she was a bitch."
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh my god, she's such a bitch." I'm like, "Shut up, guys! I don't want any."
She is.
I don't want any preconceived notions about this woman. For all I know, she's a queen, slay girl. You know.
She did. She did a lot of that actually.
She slayed. So did her dad.
But
yeah,
in, like,
honestly, her dad was worse. Her dad was worse. Let's be honest.
Good old King Circa.
I would say way worse. I think she's pretty good compared to her dad. Give her some credit, guys.
There was a moment in the last campaign
I don't know
where
about that. Our characters don't know about that. We can't.
Oh, but I want to tell you so bad.
I do not want to hear it.
That's the fun bit. See, Robbie, when we do the next campaign, you'll start having these feelings. It would like, I hate Frederick, and then in the next campaign, you're like, I love Frederick. He's great.
You think he's gonna live this campaign, buddy? I'll kill him if it's the last thing Ben does.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Make a note, guys. Make a note. Campaign Chit Chat episode 7. Make a note. Make a note. Robbie confirmed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's canon now.
It's canon. It's canon. It's canon.
If Ben dies, he's like, pulling the fucking pin off the whatever metaphorical bomb he has, taking you down with me.
Jesus.
It'll be interesting for the party to go back to Alex Shear.
Yeah, for sure.
Nervous.
I don't feel like we're coming back from vacation. We gotta look a little tan, relax, and we like come back and everything's on fire and everyone's screaming and it's all gone to shit.
I am genuinely
week we were gone.
That's gonna happen because it's like I feel like as soon as we get back to Alex Shear, it's gonna be like, hey, so we're fucked, and they just give this entire way too long list of how we're fucked, and it's like, oh, wonderful.
Well, things have been happening in the background in the city. Like, you guys directly and indirectly in some ways kind of like set off a chain of events when you left. There were some like actions that you directly took, notably like entering the Dream Factory and fighting against Frederick, and then Frederick had that kind of mental breakdown. Also having that kind of killing the Swift Drifter guy, who seemed to be like a kind of like almost, what would be the word? Kind of like the glue that was keeping some of the elements together. removing him from the chessboard. So yeah, it's going to be slightly different. And as well, they're all recovering from like other things that have happened, like the Awoken attack and things. So it's going to be slightly different. Yeah,
Honestly,
not too
suffered like
different though.
2 really shitty attacks and that fire in like the same week.
Yeah.
It's really not their week, man, or their month.
No. And because of that, you can already imagine like the garrison's going to be like tightening down on things. They've been too lenient, so there's going to be a bit more of like curfew things going on. The fire giants are going to be more kind of like active and doing things. So whereas before everything was quite open and you kind of go about your business freely, going in and out of like the underbelly and stuff like that. Now it's going to be a bit more eyes everywhere to try and control the chaos that's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Also on the airship, and you survived that, and now we're like, oh, at least we arrived in Alexia. Now we can enjoy. What the fuck is this shit, man?
Well, as well,
you were on vacation there.
Like Alexia was not the last point of destination for a lot of like the people on the ship. They just wanted to get the fuck off of it. Like most of them, because of what happened. So they're like stuck in Alexia, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we're not getting on there." Yeah, it probably would have sunk. Well, you probably should have stayed on, mate, because it's gotten worse. So,
and it's partially our fault.
Hell yeah, that's just how D&D goes. We follow the chaos of the party.
Yeah, we do.
Juicy
but hey,
drama.
we got a plot of land now. That's fun. We'll get like a little Sims arc build our
You need to plan on what you want to do there. I have an idea of what you guys could do, but I'm gonna leave that in your hands on what you want to do with the land, because it's ripe for options.
See what your ideas about what we're gonna do are.
Mine's very simple.
Land.
Mine's very simple.
Base of operations, no?
I would have thought you guys would make a bakery.
Oh, that's nice.
That's sweet, but
unrealistic, but nice.
Well, because it could be like
shit.
You have contacts, you have people.
Yeah.
What's the point?
What's the point? Well,
profit, bro. Profit.
To make money on the side, but also have a business.
Sleep?
You could make it into an apartment. Okay, I'm not going to give any more suggestions. Fuck me, I guess. Fuck me and my suggestions.
No, it's cute. It's just like, I don't think this is the right time for a bakery.
Well, not like at this moment. We still got like 5 more years on this campaign.
I know, but are we going to wait those 5 years to build something on that plot of land?
You are literally going to forget you have it. Yep. That's what's going to happen.
No, I take notes.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We'll see.
If we can forget about Zuna in 2 sessions, I think we're going to forget that we have a plot of land.
See, no, that's different because the plot of land doesn't move every time you look away.
You've also got Cherry with you that people seem to forget sometimes, and Thordane.
No, the thing
sometimes
is,
gets forgotten.
I do know that
Poor Thordane.
Cherry is there, but she's mostly in Fennel's cloak eeping, so you know.
Yeah, because they're hiding from the Institute.
Yeah. And with Thordane, I sometimes need to specify if he is there or not, because we don't know if he's in his office or if he's.
And also, I think it was kind of difficult to like navigate on like, okay, are we gonna keep interacting with Thordane even though Jack's gone? So it was a bit awkward there, but I mean now that it's like, okay, he's still here, cool. Can't forget about him.
Yep.
But we're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out.
I got a plan. I'm gonna kill him.
Okay.
No, what the fuck, Max?
No.
Have fun with that.
Kill everyone. Jeez.
Well.
Retire him. Give him a pension or something.
But then I still have to think about him.
He's like 26.
Yeah,
he's like
for
26.
him, you know.
Then I got to think about how much his pension is, how much his wage is coming in, and then how much he's supposed to be getting during his pension because of how much he's put into the kind of like city itself.
Yawn. All right. What else are we talking about?
Taxes.
When is Thorn gonna accept Ven's comfort?
Never.
Oh my god, man. Every time,
Okay,
no
honestly,
matter what I
honestly,
say.
I didn't hear what you said. Wait, what was the last thing you said? I didn't hear it.
When is Thorn gonna accept Ben's comfort?
Oh yeah, never. My answer's still the same.
glad we cleared that up. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, just you know.
Good. Okay. He won't try
I've
then. Screw you. Be angsty in your own room.
It's because like honestly, whenever they do try to help each other, they both just word it just a different way.
No. Last time, I believe it was Thorn that completely misconstrued what Ben wanted to say. Maybe because high emotions. I still don't get why she got upset.
Well, okay, so Ven said he was like, "Oh, she can still be saved," or
She's
something to that effect.
still worth saving. Because to him, it sounded like Thorn was giving up on her. And he was saying, hey, yes, this happened to her, but we can still save her.
Yeah, but Thorn was, and just to explain how she was feeling, she was not really giving up. She was more of just like telling Ven, like, yeah, my friend is a monster now. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna save her because I'm not gonna leave her behind again. That's where Thorn's mind was at. And when it was said that, she's still worth saving, Thorn took that as Ven saying she was never worth saving in the first place.
How?
Because it was just like it's the wording of it. It really is.
Max, help me out here. Did it sound that way?
I don't know, but that's the way it went, so just play with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but because the last thing Thorn said was, how can you call that living? I think. Before Ven said, like, hey, I get that this happened and it's horrible, and we'll try everything we can to help her, but she's still worth saving.
The way that I see it is like it's the same as like people, right? Like it's real to the story that people can take things the wrong way. Like
yeah,
I'm not saying
Thorn is like, right in this situation and what, but that's how she took it, and then
yeah,
that's just how it happened.
And that's how some people react in the real world as well. Like some people just like you say something to them and they'll just go, "What?" They'll like turn, and they just take things the wrong way, or they'll understand it a slightly different way to how you're saying, or the baggage that they carry with them. They'll like just flip it in some way that's not how you meant to say it. It's just the way it is sometimes, and we just have to play that out, right? There's no point in going back and saying, "Oh," they just go, oh, "Here we are."
I know. I just wanted to bond for once. For fuck's sake, let it happen, Cassie. Stop being so edgy all the time.
On another topic outside of being
make me.
Make me. That's the edgiest thing.
Trying.
We have a message in chat. Swarf is here. I believe.
Cult guy.
Might still be here. The cult guy. Yes.
Yes.
The cult guy.
Oh wow, that's what we're calling. Okay.
Well, that's what he came to us with. Yeah.
Okay.
For reference, they were just having a cult in their game. They're not actively part of a cult.
They may be though. We don't know that.
We never know.
We never got that confirmed. So Swarf can tell us themselves.
Swarf,
if they are actually in a cult.
Well, we may never know.
Update, guys. I'm in a cult now.
So, guys, remember when I was talking about maybe joining a cult? Well, yeah.
Things kind of went south.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
So I was going to make a joke, goddammit.
Wearing a white hood.
That's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. It all started this summer.
Don't worry, I'm a massive narc.
Where did this go? I was imagining a high school summer vacation movie.
What?
And turned cult movie?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's dark.
It can happen.
Both of your suggestions today, Robbie, have been school related.
I've had coffee.
Reminiscing.
Reminiscing on school life. especially with your
Yeah.
sister having gone to prom.
Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like I just recently finished high school too. So to
Hmm.
think that she's heading off to high school now is crazy.
I have to remind myself that I graduated like 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
I always remind myself that I've been working for 8 years now.
Jesus Christ.
And then I look at like,
old.
yeah. Then I look at Frey, who's literally older than me, and he's had less time in the like working field because he like studied architecture for an extra 10
Yeah,
fucking years.
that's normal
Because
for
why not?
architecture.
Normal procedure,
Yeah, they
maybe.
have to get all that, but probably want well-educated people to be building the buildings, making sure they don't fucking fall. That would probably be a good idea.
Mm.
It's very odd though now that you mention it. I'm graduated earlier than most of my peers because my uni was 3 years but like packed into two time wise because we essentially didn't have summer break, kind of. We would have a month free, but it
Okay.
was from June to August, so um extra two, like 3 semesters per year essentially.
You guys had school during COVID, didn't you?
Yeah, we did high
Yeah.
school second year. I got
Hmm.
hit by it. So
That must
imagine
have
having
been,
art classes online. That was really fun.
yeah. I avoided that, luckily.
Like you
Like it was a few
bastard.
years after me, but working was still hard enough though. It was like,
Yeah,
I
it was.
I did not. Whenever I was at home doing school, I was binging My Hero Academia, and I was trying to hide. I was trying to hide my reactions because I'd be like, like that was me, and my teacher would be like,
no,
Jesse.
I mean,
Ah!
Bro, they could not force us to have our cams on. We did not want to do it. I would wake up, go into like the Google fucking classroom thing, join
Mhm.
in, mute myself, flip the phone over, and go back to sleep. I did not
Dude,
care.
before we had like
outing
actual like
themselves.
schedules figured out and be like, okay, they have this class at this certain point in time. I had this one teacher, an English teacher, who had because like this was just like, okay, get online and talk with your teachers at this certain point, 7 in the morning, 7 on the dot. Which at 7, that's the time I woke up to start walking to school. Because I lived right across the school, and I still do. But 7 in the morning, and she's like, I wonder why people aren't in class. It's like, it's 7 in the fucking morning, bitch. We have like an early summer break. Like nobody's coming here.
Yeah.
I had
School
to
doesn't
because
even
my dad
start
would
at
yell at
7.
me.
Why starting at 7?
That's what I'm
Stick to the
saying. It's
normal
like,
routine.
jeez.
Luckily, our school, like regularly, even before COVID, would start at 8:30. I don't know why, but it just
Mhm.
did. Probably they knew that the insomniac artists needed just a little more sleep time,
Just an extra
a
30
little
minutes.
more. I kid you not, people were like so desperately sleep deprived in that school. I saw people like falling asleep standing or sitting or on a wall if there was like a little ledge.
And then they fell off.
Surprisingly, no.
Hmm. Shit.
Good on them. Good on them. But no,
All right, man.
imagine. But also consider, I would still need to commute like 2 hours to my high school. So it was basically waking up at 5 a.m. anyway, so it didn't really fucking matter.
Jesus.
Don't miss high school, man. I do not miss high school.
Wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me.
But what I was gonna say was, it's very weird being in like a different life stage from your friends, like
From your
Ira
friends?
especially.
Why is that? Because they're
Yeah,
still studying and you're not.
yeah, because they're all
Okay.
still studying. And now I'm like, I'm at work. I have my own place now. And sometimes it's like, especially if I like meet someone who's like a year younger than me or something like that, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm in this situationship with this guy. Oh my god, he's school drama." And I'm like, "So I learned how to operate a washing machine yesterday.
It's like, so I paid my bills.
Paid my first electric bill. What?" And there's
Yeah.
like, "Cool,
I'm
man."
now out of money.
I had the exact same thing. Because I started working at 17. Like all my mates were literally still in school, like every single one. None of them dropped out. They were all still working. So I was like, yeah, okay, guess I'm the odd one out now. See ya, bye. I'm about to do my life thing. You guys continue having fun. Yeah, see ya, bye. Yeah, it's an odd thing. It's odd. You feel ostracized to some degree, but if you have a good enough relationship, the real ones will stay. It kind of like removes the chaff from the wheat, and you kind of like know the good peeps and those who are like just there because you were stuck there. It's like what they say when you're in primary school, you may have like your best friend in primary school, but it's not a place to like make real friends, because eventually you just all leave and go to different unis, go to different high schools. It's who you meet in your formative years. That's like maybe your late teens. And then when you get older after that, it whittles down even further. And then when you start working and you start living an actual normal life, that's when the actual friends start kicking in as well. So it's the teen years, and then your kind of like working years, your adult life is where you make those friends for life.
But I
It's
can't,
strange.
I'm okay with having friends at like different levels of friendship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
some of you see often,
my...
some of you see hardly ever.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking more like closeness, because I have friends that I'm really close with and I click well. We just don't see each other often.
Yeah.
But as soon as we do, we're like, it's
On
the
it.
same. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like the friendship doesn't fade away. But I like, you have people like, I have friends from, I don't know, uni who I'm not as super close with. But some I've gotten closer with. But it's just like a friendly relationship. I'm not like super close to them. And then I have my like specific people that I talk to them every day. We see each other more often. They're my like ride or dies. But that's fine.
Mhm.
Not everybody needs to be like, I cannot imagine having like 10 plus close friends and
I have to
keeping up
manage
with
that
all of them.
24/7. Yeah.
I'm good with 4, you know? I'm good with 4.
I struggle
Yeah.
keeping up with 1.
Mm.
Like, and I have you guys, and I have, you know, friends over here, and now I have this group with Jack, and I'm like, what are your names again? Like, to everybody, I'm just like, okay,
Mhm.
you are.
Oh god, it's even worse without cameras too.
Not having a name with a face is hard.
Yeah.
Just remembering someone by
And
their
like,
like profile pic is
if
tricky.
2 of them have similar voices, I'm screwed. It's over. Like, if they have the same accent too, I will not be recognizing you for the next 2 weeks until I learn which one is which.
I'm kind of the same as Cassie. Like, I've got you guys. I'd probably consider you guys some of my closer friends now. Like, I talk to you more often than I talk to anyone else, because outside of this, I'm not very social.
Really?
Because I'm too busy. I've just got too much going on.
Yeah.
But so with work 9 to 5, and then sometimes a bit later, and then I'm either doing hobbies like D&D, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So yeah, pretty much like half my week is dedicated to it, and then the time that I don't dedicate to the actual like game sessions and doing stuff like that, which is like my passion. I love it. That's what I'm doing it. I'm not complaining. I'm just kind of like pointing out how it is. And then in the off time, I'm like trying to do stuff either for myself or for the hobbies, you know? So it's kind of like a mixed bag. So I talk to you guys more often than anyone else. There's like 3 or so other friends that I have that I actually like try and keep up with, as well as my girlfriend, to try and like keep that. Oh, fucking hope so. Jesus. Kira, don't watch this. But yeah, try my best. But like making new friends, I find making friends is easy, but it's just maintaining a relationship. I just don't have time. Like, it's not me, it's not you. It's just like fuck.
That's
life's hard.
exactly how I feel when it comes to like making friendships, is that because I don't, if you are like a new friend and I get your number, I'm not talking to you. I don't text. I prefer either calling or like being in person, or like spamming you with Instagram reels. These two know what I'm talking about. But it's
I watched some of them.
I watched none of them.
I know.
But
It
you
kills
watch
me.
mine? I rarely send mine.
Yeah, of course, because as soon as I
Oh
get it, I'm like, oh, okay, a
no.
friend, and then I fuck off. But yeah, if you're a new friend, I'm probably not gonna talk to you unless I'm seeing you in person. Like that's with me with like some like people from work. Unless I see them every day at work, I'm not gonna text them. I'm not gonna bother them because just
Yeah.
like it's awful. But you have to reach out to me. You know, it's like a
Mhm.
vampire sort of thing. Like you have to invite me into the conversation. You know.
It is conversation is two ways, right? So
Hmm.
as well, you can kind of look at it the way of if they don't text me, then I guess why should I bother? You know,
That's yes,
it is a
exactly.
self-destructive mentality for sure. Like I fall victim to it because I'm
Hmm.
like they didn't bother, so why am I going to bother? They obviously didn't
I
like me
mean,
enough,
to
or
some point,
you know,
Yeah.
that is fine to do if you've been the one initiating conversations every time.
yeah,
Hmm.
You know, it's not fair that you're always the one who has to start up the convo.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
But for
Well,
I,
me, it's
go keep going.
harder for me to make friends than to maintain relationships.
Interesting.
Um, because to be fair, I am very picky and I have to like feel out the person first. Like,
Yeah,
are
feel him
you
out.
like
God, take him to dinner first.
Jesus Christ, not that way. Cause
uh, you weren't very clear.
I can never like pinpoint exactly what, but I meet people and from the start I can tell like I'm not gonna like you.
which is
Some
fair.
patterns of behavior that they have, something I've like my brain has seen it before, it is recognizing it, and I'm like, you, I have a bad feeling about you. I am going to stay away. And then like 6 months later, it turns out they were kind of.
Yeah,
And it's hard to like, cause I have high standards. I'm just gonna say it. I have high standards for friends. If in some slight
we're
way,
lucky,
like
Cassie. We're lucky.
Are we?
no, you're just great people. So,
Maybe they're just stuck with us because they have to play D&D.
but like, do you know how many people of my age are fucking immature as fuck? I don't fuck with that. I hate that.
Yeah.
Especially like mind games on social media. Oh my god. I am
Y- Yeah, like with some people it's such a chore to like maintain that friendship. And like it's hard to say that, but some people just make a game out of everything and it's
Yeah.
like not it's only to their benefit and not yours. And
Hmm.
yeah.
so I stay away from that stuff too, but like in terms of me, I'm relatively
Oh,
chill. I know I give off the wrong vibe here, but I'm relatively if you like see me in real life, I'm oh am I gone? Okay. If you see me in real life, I'm relatively like chill. What?
No, no, it was just perfectly timed up with like you saying I'm perfectly chill, and then you just like freeze, and then you say I'm here, and then it just disappears.
Okay,
yeah.
great. Awesome.
Perfectly
um
timed.
Oh, there.
but I I know from what I, present here, it doesn't really look like I'm chill. But if you meet me, I can talk about anything. I'm relatively like relaxed. I'm passionate about a lot of stuff. But
Mm.
like I don't think it's really hard to start a conversation with me unless it's small talk, because then I'm dead in the water. I'm gone. But
You know what I hate?
hmm,
Meeting people in large groups. If there's a large group of people who are talking, I become a fly on the wall.
yep.
I love hearing in on these conversations. I will chime in every 10 minutes, occasionally, maybe.
And unfortunately, I don't know if it's like this with you guys, but if I'm like around a group of people, be friends or family, they're not really interested in a lot of my stuff, which I understand. It's a lot of nerd shit. It's a lot of nerd shit. I get it. So
We've seen the wall.
nobody's yeah, I mean, can you see? But um so I just genuinely don't have anything else to say because honestly, I'm not that interesting. They'll be like, "Okay, so you going to school?" No.
No,
What do
so
you
I
work
don't
for?
think you're
I
not.
I work at a salad bar place, and they're like, "Okay, what else do you do?" D&D. It's like, all right, you're boring. Goodbye, and then they fuck off.
But that's not you
So
being boring. That's just like the
Their lack of
things you
interest.
the things
yeah,
you find interesting, they don't find interesting. That's their problem, not yours.
But like we were saying before, it has to be a back and forth, right? Like even if
Yeah.
they didn't, even if they had no idea of what like D&D was, for example, you'd still like if you were intrigued with a person, want to continue conversation, you'd go, "Oh, what does that mean? What's D&D? What does it stand for? What is that? I've not heard of it before." And then you
Yeah.
start explaining, and then it's a bit more of like a back and forth. Some people are just isolated and they don't want that. They just like move on to the next thing because some people don't have that kind of like spark of talk. They don't want to ignite this like conversation. They just want to like talk about the weather and like the news and
You know
that's
what's
it.
the worst part of that in dating, bro? Oh my god.
Can't relate, bro. Can't relate. I
wish
have
I were
no
you,
game.
man. But every time I was on a date, I had to carry the conversation, and it's so exhausting. I hate always being the one who has to like
Mhm.
strike up a conversation or ask questions. It's like, give me something to work with. I'm
Yeah.
throwing shit at the wall at this point. It's an interesting experience. That's why like I click really well with people who can bounce off of topics really well and like kind of like fast-paced conversations, if that makes sense. Like if they can keep up with the energy, especially when I get passionate about something. I have a friend, Petra, maybe you remember her. But she's really good at like matching the energy of the conversation and like adding on and to a point that like we interrupt each other, but it doesn't feel rude or like the conversation breaks because of it. It's just like adding on to maybe it's autism. Who knows? Like, I don't
I
know.
think it is autism. You're describing autism.
Shit.
you're
Damn it.
you're describing two autistic people talking to each other. Which hey, best scenario though.
Yep, true.
You could be talking about trains, and you're just talking about animation. Then you're talking about the secrets of life, and then you're back to trains.
Well,
Jesus.
in our case, it's art, but yeah.
In my case, it's Pokemon. Dude, you have no idea how, because I'm still in touch with Jack. You have no idea how long our Pokemon conversations go on for. God forbid anybody with this,
witnessed
they would
some
be
of them.
trapped.
I find it so funny that like you guys have these sorts of conversations for ages. I've like never spoken about Pokemon with you, Cassie, but I've like played the games. I've played everything.
Yeah.
I was addicted to it, and I still like keep up with a lot of the stuff. More than 1,000 hours put into each individual like DS game, and I've never once had a conversation with you about it.
Dude, come on. I literally helped everybody make Pokemon teams for Instagram.
When Robbie was telling me,
Pokemon I have so many Pokemon teams saved on my phone. Oh god, I have to tell you about them. Okay, now's not the time, but I have to tell you about them.
When Robbie was telling me about the choices that they got for men, I was like, okay, that one makes sense. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah. Oh, interesting. I was like, okay, there could have been some changes, but no, I see it.
I did
see
add
it.
one in later on yesterday when I was talking to Leonie because I found one that could fit the shadow doggy thing.
If you say you try to sneak Cosmog in there, I'm gonna lose my shit,
it's
Robbie.
Ben's shit.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Bro.
My bad.
How what is it called? Something
Houndoom.
Houndoom.
Yeah,
Or do you mean or the grave one?
No, Houndoom.
Okay.
That it feels kind of like out of nowhere for, or I mean, it's your turn,
Shadow
shut up.
Dog.
I know,
Shadow
but
Dog,
there's like
the dark fire.
There's literally a corgi called Yamper. It's an electric type, but I don't know. That's just
yeah,
it,
but this is dark type and.
I'll hush. I'll hush.
Yeah, shut up. My Pokemon team.
Talking
Get out of
Pokemon.
here. That's also Max. You know why? Because out of game, I think you mostly talk to me or Frey.
Well, that's coming into the point that I don't even talk to Frey that much, guys. Like
Really?
Oh,
that's a lie.
fair.
That's a lie.
No, I talk to him to the same amount as I talk to you guys during the sessions. Like I don't.
So fuck all.
Yeah, literally. You can have a look at my talk history with him. Like I don't talk to anyone. I don't, not because I'm like I'm interested in them, but I just don't know if
You're
I've got
busy.
time. I just like, I feel bad if I start a conversation and just like blank them. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to message. Like last message I had with Frey was 25th of May, and then before that it was the 18th of April, and then after that it was like fucking 9th of April, and then going into March. Like I don't talk to anyone. I
Yeah.
just don't.
Well, to be fair, I used to have anxiety about texting people when they haven't responded to my previous text
Yep.
or something. And now I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Max is getting spammed. Good luck.
That
Um
that's I still kind of feel that though. Like if somebody hasn't responded to me, like Max, he responds rarely. Which, hey, listen, I understand, man. But you're like, send me something, I'll look at it. I'm like, okay, I send you something, but it's again, it's not you. It's just the anxiety of like, oh, what did I send him that? It like all the thoughts come into my head, like, oh, he's gonna think it's stupid. He's not looking at it. Oh, fuck it, I'll delete the comment, and then it's gone.
The thing is, I'm also trying to balance
I
a
was
little
just
thing of
busy.
like,
I know he's busy.
I'm trying to balance two things, right? If I acknowledge and like read into it and I start going back and forth, then it ends up in a conversation about something that may not happen in game.
Yeah.
Or if I leave it pending in the background, then maybe you forget about it and then I can add it in.
I know. I mean, like sometimes if you add it in, I'll be like, oh fuck, yes, something happened and it mattered. It matters. But
I read everything I receive. It's just sometimes I read it when I can't answer, and I'm like, oh, cool, and then I just leave my phone.
Yeah, that's me when I wake up, because I'll get like a spam text of like just tons of fucking Discord messages, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool, and then I'll go back to sleep, and then I'll have to go to work or something, and then I'm like, fuck, it's been 5 days, and then I haven't responded.
As well, for me, I'm trying to stay off like social media altogether. Like I'm trying to avoid it. Try not to be on like Instagram or anything like that. Sometimes I'll look on it because I want to see what my mates are up to. So I'll like check the stories or something, or I'll just quickly scroll through to see if there's like any recent news, because I don't talk to anyone. So that's my funnel of news. But yeah, I try to avoid it. So if I get like direct DMs and stuff, I don't tend to read them. I will think of talking to people, and sometimes I might reach out, but hardly ever.
Yeah.
You know what I did actually for social media? I mostly have Instagram and YouTube, but YouTube I play it in the background while I work, so it's not mindless.
I count YouTube less as social media, more like just media, just like your TV, your film, your whatever you're watching.
But on Instagram, I made another account, and I specifically like curated it with like the accounts I followed and stuff like that. So it's content that makes me motivated to get off the phone and do things like exercise and journaling and like mindfulness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone lagging.
I think it's you lagging. Maybe.
Everyone's lagging.
Everyone's lagging.
Discord's. Oh, we lost Cassie for a second.
Huh? Wait, no, I'm here.
No, I know you're here. You were like gone for literally a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like mindfulness stuff, and it has helped a lot. Because there's like less negativity. I don't know why, but art community online, especially like OCs and cinematics, I feel like sometimes it can go hand in hand with some toxic mentalities and some like a lot of negativity, not as in like people hating each other, but like the general feel of the posts. And I realized it doesn't really make me feel good, so I just started this other account that I look to more often, and the other one I keep up for like keeping up with friends and stuff.
Yeah. I think curating it to avoid some of the negativity, because online it's rife. The thing is, people love to hate, no matter how many people like will say they don't. Like everyone compares themselves in some way, especially if it's like feeding fuel to the fire. It's just makes it even worse. You got people like with body dysmorphia. You got people who are trying to pose and like say, "Oh, I've got a new kind of." I've been to Turkey and I've got new teeth, or what the fuck, you know? Like they're just always comparing themselves and like showing it off, flaunting it, and people just kind of like see that they're in a negative space and they like reflect badly. And these things happen all the time, but the internet is just heightened because everything's seen with this perfect glaze.
Well, the real thing is that nobody, like, this was never meant to happen. Internet,
Yeah.
like, we were never meant to be viewed on a broader spectrum than ourselves.
Yeah.
And as good as the internet and technology can be, it is really like this just was never supposed to happen.
It developed way quicker, like way faster than we could have adapted to it in a healthy way.
And laws weren't placed fast enough to kind of help and prevent and safeguard children, especially.
Oh yeah. That My Little
the
Pony
type of shit I was
stuff.
looking up at, when I was just trying to look at My Little Pony. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Drama.
Glory days of the internet, man. That shit was fucked up.
But I
was
think
just trying to do a science project, and why is there porn on my camera?
But I am grateful for the time on YouTube where you could binge watch anime episodes for free.
Fuck yes,
that were just mirrored.
One of the many good things. That's kind of because there is so much like toxic things out there on the internet that things like this, like things what we're doing, where whether it's D&D or whether it's just chatting about stuff, we're creating this like not a safe place because I don't want it to sound like that, but it's kind of like away from that. It's pushed to the side. It's just bros hanging out, just chilling, just talking, just playing games.
More human.
At least it's not a podcast.
All right. Oh, shoot me. I'm trying to be nice here, guys. But yeah, we're just trying to make something that's like engaging and gives a positive message, even though a lot of the story that we tell in our campaigns is gritty and dark, but it has that kind of like sense of hope in it as well. So it's never always going to end with like darkness, despair. There's no forward momentum. There's nowhere to go from here. There's always somewhere to go. There's always somewhere to better yourself. Always somewhere to improve. And that's in the games and in our chats as well, as people can hopefully see. Hopefully that comes across because we're not like bad. I don't think
it's
we're
just
not bad people.
I feel like it's also just the innate sense to just survive as well. Not in like survive by any means necessary. It's just like you don't want this to end. We don't want it to end. Just survive. That's all we really can do. Survive and
we
fight
have a common goal
against us.
For a second, I thought you were talking about like real life, and I was like, "Shit, man."
I mean, essentially.
Okay, like holy fuck,
dude. When I said I overthink about it a lot, so I get very spiritual very fast.
The lines are crossing. They're converging.
But the one thing I like now on this like Instagram other page that I got was there's a lot of people that are like demystifying social media.
Yeah.
So there was one video where it was like it started off as like, oh, me 5 months ago and me now, kind of like weight loss, and she's like, just kidding. It was just me tucking in my tummy and wearing a different outfit in a different lighting. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. And I was like, you know what, we need more stuff like that.
Yeah, the true side behind the lens.
I am very careful of anyone trying to sell me anything, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I don't even. I'm not even like. As soon as somebody comes in my DMs, I'm like, stranger danger, and then I'm gone.
Not in that way. Even in like their video. Listen, this might be like tinfoil hat theory.
Oh boy.
Here goes all of the ads we could have gotten.
But no, I'm not gonna mention any.
Name and shame.
But like, I've
Raid Shadow Legends.
I'm sorry.
Not Raid Shadow Legends. I actually almost got their fucking
no.
When I was streaming, I got an offer. Anyway,
oh god.
Anyways, like this, like health side of social media, like people, romanticizing it, all of that stuff. But then it slowly got mixed in with like overconsumption, with like skincare, and then people taking like 5 different fucking like vitamins or something. I think that is literally just overconsumption. I really don't think you need fucking 5 pills at the start of the day to live a healthy, normal life. Like,
No.
take a walk. Eat fruits and vegetables, you fucking weirdos. Unless you're deficient and your doctor has told you you're deficient in ABC, uh, d- d- no. Maybe magnesium if you have like muscle pains, if you exercise a lot, so you're sore. Sure. Otherwise, I don't know. It weirds me out
Die.
every time I see that shit. I'm like, and I am now going to click not interested because that is weird. I don't know if you've
Mm,
seen those like weird ass skincare videos
no,
or
I just
like
find something that works for me. Everyone's different anyway.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched them, but I've seen like dermatologists talk about it, and
Mhm.
they like place overnight this like thing that like literally compresses your entire face, and their
Mhm.
whole entire face is red in the morning when they take it off, and I'm
Yes,
like,
because it peels off a
why?
layer of skin.
Why?
Some of them peel off a
So
layer of skin with
gross.
lasers.
It's the
No, 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 no,
substance.
no. It's not. It's literally just like a piece of cloth that they place around, and it's so tightly wrapped that it's like compressing into their skin. The
Yeah.
entire. First of all, how do you fall asleep like that? I could be on the softest pillow on the softest bed, and I would still take a long time to fall asleep.
I'd
Let
be
alone
out.
having my face fucking suffocated by all of this shit. And it's just like, why? You don't need all of that. What? Wow. Anyway, um, that was my
Your
Robbie's tinfoil hat conspiracy
your
theory.
snake oil salesman tinfoil hat. Interesting.
Well, against the snake oil salesman. That's what they are. That's literally
Yeah,
it. That's the
that's what they are.
modern version of snake oil salesman.
That's why I said it.
We
Yeah,
should we should start calling them that.
that's all they are. They're all. It's when you see the influencers, especially, like do a brand deal, and nothing
Yeah.
against that. That like people have to make money, right? It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's a job. It's a job. It's a thing. It's when you start selling out to brands that have no ethos, or you didn't do the background research into it. And let's say you advertise to kids, and then you're selling some product that helps weight loss, and
Yeah.
it's just not right. If you have an audience that dedicates to this and it works for your ethos, go for it. Sure, that's the target audience that you are getting towards. That's fine, but don't start targeting people that don't like aren't in your sphere because it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make
Yeah.
it's like for us if we started like advertising, and not to like remove any opportunities of advertising with certain companies, but like for us, it makes sense for us to advertise other TTRPGs, like other sort of like things
Yeah.
in this space, like dice or dice towers or
Or like
online
world building tools, stuff
apps
like
and
that.
Yeah.
tools and that sort of thing, things that help our sphere because that's what we're catered to. Even though sometimes you will get those ads like Robbie was getting for Raid Shadow
No,
Legends.
that was way
Yeah.
before. Don't
I
worry.
know, but I just mean in general. Like, have you ever played Raid Shadow Legends? Have you ever played
No,
games
you
similar
know
to
how you
that?
know that game is bad? If you go
No.
on
No. Rule 34.
No Rule 34, like there is 2 fanfics on AO3.
There's no
They
Rule
got.
Only
There's.
34
2.
for.
Yeah. I
And
can.
there's only 2
I'm not.
fanfics
Am
on
I being baited into
AO3.
searching this?
No.
Don't,
Don't
bro.
search that, Max. Don't. Not on stream. In your own personal time.
Like, it's bad when you don't know a single fucking character from it.
Well, I'm media illiterate, so I fuck knows.
Like, Leonie, sorry if you're watching this. I fucking hate Genshin, but I know some of its characters at least. You know?
Yeah. Because
Rest in
Genshin,
peace, Leonie.
it's just such a rest in peace. She's alive.
She is, but she loves the game.
Yeah.
She spent way too much time on it.
You're right. Come home, Leonie. Come home.
We miss you,
We
girl.
missed you.
Come
It's
back.
bedtime.
Addiction is a crazy.
I spoke to her
Anyways.
before. I should have asked her what she was up to, but she was just like, "Okay, bye. Oh, great. See ya."
We got a stream to do, man.
Yeah,
Gotta make that profit.
Stop with the money, Cassie. Stop.
Please. I need to get out of this country. Please.
Oh my god. Start a GoFundMe, man.
Jesus.
Get
Oh
Casa
my
to
god.
Leone. The
Seriously.
GoFundMe.
Okay, this is kind of off topic, but so
Like it
It's
was
my
off,
my
like it was on topic
no,
before.
listen. So
Guys
my
at
older
home,
sister,
we get off topic very quickly. Okay, just to put that out there.
as they haven't noticed.
If you want to get back on
Um,
D&D, ask a question, please.
please ask us anything. My older sister recently moved to Tennessee, you know, another state in America. And my dad was like, he said to me like literally yesterday, he was like, you know, it'd be good if you traveled. I was like, are you just
With what
telling me to
money?
leave? Yeah, because he was like, you know, Kayla said that, or you know, my other sister, he's like, she said she'd go visit, so why don't you go anywhere? I'm like, is this okay? I'll go somewhere. I'll go out of the country. And he's like, no,
I'll go to
I didn't mean like
McDonald's.
that. I don't mean like that. It's like, okay, so what do you mean, Dad?
Yeah.
You don't want me to move out, but what are you saying?
I think he
I don't know.
just wants you to like travel a bit, have the
Cassie.
experience.
I think he
No.
wants me to get out of the fucking house.
Cassie, he's behind you.
I know. I think he just
Oh,
got home actually.
you know what's gonna
you
be
hear
tripping
him,
me
you hear
out
him
now?
ranting, just like, fuck, you know.
There
Go on,
is
Robbie.
so much space behind me now. I'm gonna be tripping out that there's something behind me every
I
time.
was going to do that earlier to you, but I
hate
thought,
you.
no,
Don't do
it's...
I made the mistake of watching a fucking analog horror
Yep.
analysis video yesterday. I hate it. Why did I do that to myself? I fucking hate analog horror. I thought it was an analysis and they were gonna show any footage, and then they did, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Guess I'm not
So,
going to sleep for the next 10 days. Shit.
I turned on my lamp for the night, so I was safe from.
Do you close your door? Like your door to your
Uh,
bedroom?
yeah, but out of habit, to be fair.
Yeah. I do the same. Because I feel like if there is an invader in my house, at least if I hear the door open,
Yeah.
I've got more time to react.
Yeah, exactly. Big brain, bro. And I lock
I'm gonna
mine
jump at
too.
them.
The thing
But
is that
Mhm.
But
not to
then here's the
interrupt.
fucked up thing.
Okay.
When I'm with my girlfriend, I don't mind if the door's open because I know there's like a 50-50 fighting chance. They can't take us both on. Okay.
I thought you were gonna be like, I can sacrifice her while I run away.
No.
Just push her forward, like
They'll be
"Take her."
bamboozled.
Just go.
They'll be bamboozled by two of us. And we'll both like get into our karate positions and
Oh,
then
yes,
knock them
of
out.
course.
The thing about my room though, which I fucking hate. So I live on the, you know, upstairs. And my room is at the end of a long hallway. So
Mm.
and the thing is, it's like one of those like
Oh,
lights
no.
out hallways. So it's if I click the light
Thinking
off, I'm
something's there.
nothing better not show up. And if it does, I will explode my brain right now with just sheer force of will, just so I don't have to be in this situation.
I've had dreams like that before. Like I've had moments where I was sleeping and I heard barking and I saw a dog, like two like shadow looking dogs, fucking massive things barking at me, and I threw my pillows in their direction and nothing happened. So I had to like focus for a minute and it was like 3 a.m. I was like, what the fuck? So just staring in the corner of my room. And I was like, why are my pillows on the floor? There's no fucking dogs here. What the fuck? I don't have dogs. What is this? What's happened? And I was like really bamboozled. So I had to get back up, get my pillows. But now I've got like this constant thing in my head that I'm just going to see something in the darkness. I just close my eyes and look down on
The
my
more you
pillow
think
and hide.
about it, the more you're probably gonna start seeing something.
Oh yeah, for
You're
sure.
gonna
Yeah,
placebo
your mind
yourself.
starts playing tricks on
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, that's why I'm such a wuss about anything horror. Cause like, if I watch a horror movie, I'll have a nightmare the same night, like about the stuff. Which, speaking of that, speaking of analog horror, I remember some guy did this video dissection about this quote unquote game called Petscop.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, the whole game, scary. It's about a guy getting his consciousness sucked into a game and him never being able to leave. So that night I had nightmares about being in Petscop. So I like genuinely was like losing sleep over it because I was like, what's real at this point? So I had to this is so ridiculous, but
I had to
the
buy the game.
way well, no, because it wasn't a real game. It was like this
I know.
YouTube, yeah, you know.
I've
But
seen it. Yeah,
but what I did was I played certain like songs so I could sleep.
yeah.
And if I heard the song, I was like, okay, I know that this isn't real. You know, I know that I'm dreaming. But
Wow.
that it fucked with my head so bad, like, cause it just fucks with me so bad.
Did
You
you
Mhm.
know, like
guys
all this horror stuff.
ever have like reoccurring nightmares throughout
Oh
the
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
day?
yeah.
yes.
Which one is like the most common one?
I get killed.
Oh shit.
Uh, Jesus Christ.
Like
So
what, like
this is
your casual stabbing or what?
So the dream that I have. So when I was younger, I was very scared of Gollum because
Oh, yeah.
because I was like 3 when the films came out
mhm,
because
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
early 2000s, and I'd
mhm.
seen them on DVD. So I was 8 years old. I remember I
Jesus
still lived in my
Christ.
own in the old house. The old
Mhm.
house we moved out from in 2004. So it was literally 3 or 4 when I watched it. And I remember the scene where Gollum was like chasing.
Yeah.
Can't remember who it is. I assume it's Frodo.
Yeah,
Um,
Frodo probably.
on the vines, and like you just see him like fucking angry, and it's Gollum. It's like the pure like evil side of him. Um, I remember seeing that, and like lanky little fucker like that scared the shit out of me. So when I slept in my bed, um, that the reason why I have the doors closed is because I'd always see like I'd be in this paralyzed state of fear, looking at the doorway as it's open, and there'd be this like little white, like pale Wendigo looking figure, gangly looking Gollum ass fuck, just like peer at the corner, disappear.
Did you have sleep paralysis?
Well, it's similar to that. The doors were closed, so this was a dream, so it wasn't like actually
Oh, got
happening,
you.
but it felt like that because I couldn't move or act. So you'd like see him and he'd be like teasing, like he'd show his face. And at one point he'd just like
Jesus.
rush over like a fucking Five Nights at Freddy jump scare and like stab me in the chest. And I was like, that would be a reoccurring dream until like something in me just went, all right, I know this is a reoccurring dream because I've seen it before. So now I'm going to change the narrative, and almost like the film Click, where you're like reverting and
Yeah.
rewinding or fast forwarding or pausing. I was like doing that in the dream, and then going to another dream that I had, or focusing on another dream. Like having that state of awareness in the sleep to be able to modify it was like the saving grace. Because fuck that, having that constant dream 24/7. No thanks, no thanks. But that's
I
a constant dream I've had.
Just
I this was a
living.
dream I had when I was younger. And I'm talking like 6, 7 years old. I had this dream 3 nights in a row, and it's the only recurring dream I can ever remember. But so my parents had this crucifix over their bed,
Oh
and
shit.
Jesus.
because they're Christians.
Literally,
Um,
Jesus.
seriously. And then we'd go to church, they have this crucifix, but it was like kind of like a really detailed version of the crucifix where you could see,
Uh,
the nails and stuff in his feet and whatever, and the
Yeah,
crown of thorns.
yeah, yeah.
So I remember I don't know how I dreamed this at 6, 7 years old, but I remember there was like I was walking through this like sort of like it was like a space near my house, like this little warehouse area with like some like a dirt area, and like there was the road beside me. Are you okay? Okay, that was my dog. Um, I thought she was gonna throw up for a second. Um, but so we have the road here and like this little dirt area and some fencing, and so I walk up and I turn this way and I see this like literally like this like decaying skeleton with like flesh like still on the bones and stuff, with its hands in the crucifix position.
Hmm.
Turn to the other side of me, another skeleton like that with his feet nailed in, and then the full crucifix. And it wasn't Jesus. It was like literally just like a skeleton, like with flesh still on its bones and like
Yeah.
all that stuff. And I had that dream for like 3 nights in a row. Scariest recurring dream I've ever had. But
Jesus Christ, guys, you're way more terrifying than mine.
what, you got chased by a dog or something?
No, I mean mines are more like the consistent one I've had since
Social settings or.
No, I'll tell you in a second.
Greatest
It's
fear.
probably gonna be a little sad. But
Oh
since I was
boy.
like 6 or 5, it
Mm,
would start on a beach and it would be fine,
yeah.
and then a giant tidal wave would come in, and everyone, including my family, would. And I was always a kid in these dreams. I was never
Yeah.
like grown up. I was like 6 or 7. Um, and everyone would leave, including my family. But my like feet would like sink into the sand, and because like you know how the beaches are like always at like an incline, so
Hmm.
I would like not be able to get out in time and get like
Get
taken by
swapped
the
up.
wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, swapped up, and I would it would genuinely feel like I am out of breath, and then I would wake up like maybe 3 or 4 seconds of being tossed around in the water, and that was
Hmm.
a very reoccurring dream.
Damn.
I know why they were happening, but anyways,
Mm.
and then it slowly then there was like variations where sometimes it would be a tornado or a volcano.
There's always a natural disaster, though.
Yeah, always some sort of natural disaster that would be happening.
Interesting.
Um, I did have a sleep paralysis experience once. That was very spooky slash odd.
What were they? What was the demon? What did it look like?
So, I'm not superstitious or anything, but this was just like something that made me go, huh. Um, for reference, that's a little bit after I got my first tarot deck, I think, and I
Okay.
took a nap.
Okay.
Not listen.
Here we go.
Um,
It's gonna be bad.
no. You're gonna see in a second. And
Oh
I put
boy.
it to my left, and I think I
Mhm.
just like fell asleep, took a nap. Fucking high school has you drained, man. And I remember waking up. It was, by the way, my light. Nothing was turned on in the room. Like it was
Pitch
complete
black.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, when I fell asleep, it was still light outside, but so that's why none of the lights were on. But I woke up, it was dark, and there was a figure that like walked up because in that room. When you would lay down, you would be facing away from the door. So I
Hmm.
saw the like tall. Has anyone watched Haunting of Hill House?
Yes.
No.
You
Yes.
know the like slightly floating
Mhm.
man in a suit?
Mhm.
Yeah, basically kind of like that mixed with Slenderman. I don't remember if he had a mouth or not. I think he might have. Like the
Hmm.
only thing he had was like a toothy grin. And he just leaned over like a 90 degrees to look at me like face to face, just like
Yeah.
turned on the other side. But there was on my left side a light coming from just like the only light source. And then literally he went away, and as soon as he did, like completely woke up in a completely dark room, and I was like, what the
The
fuck?
fuck was that?
I wasn't even scared. I was like, all right,
What was the
anyways,
tarot card? What was the tarot card?
nothing. It was just a closed, like a full
Okay.
on deck.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be like turned over and it's gonna be death or some shit.
I'd be more concerned if it was the tower, but sure.
Whichever one. I don't know. I don't know.
I remember, and you guys probably remember this as well, but I had I had sleep paralysis. I think 3 nights in a row,
Mhm.
because
Jesus, that sucks.
guess what? My dumbass stepped in a fairy circle because I was like, this isn't real, and I'm not a believer. I wasn't a believer of fairies and the fae and all that, and now I'm like, okay,
I won't mess with your
maybe.
magics.
Yeah, and
Respect,
uh
respect
Yeah.
the
seriously,
hustle.
because I remember it's when my bed was sort of like right behind me, but I was like facing the wall the first time I had woken up, and I remember just being just drenched in sweat, hot. I could not move. I was like, I know I can move. All I gotta do is just turn around on my back and just go to sleep, you know? But I like for the life of me, I tried. I like could not move. And second night it happened, it was like it was literally like shadow figure with like glowing white eyes.
Mhm.
Um
Uh,
and cuz like that This is ridiculous. Like, one of my greatest fears is like that, like shadow entities at either long hallways or near me, either with
Yep,
glowing
yeah,
eyes or
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that. Um, so that I was like, no, thank you. And so it's funny enough, my dad had removed he cut the grass and like removed the fairy circle. Then it stopped happening, but I was like, okay, I get it. Stop visiting
Hmm.
me, evil spirit. I understand you now. Please leave me
I got
alone.
it.
I get it. I understand. Spare me.
I I love asking people about their dreams. Like I have the same conversations with the same people, and like the same
Mhm.
different dreams will appear, and then you'd also have like almost retrospectives on the dreams. Like, why did I dream that way that day? What was the reason for it? And that's one of the reasons why it's like quite prevalent in the campaign, because I love that shit. I just love
Mm.
like what the meaning of dreams is, what it explains as a person, who they are, and how their brain works. Because there's something about like your brain is more active when you're asleep than when you're awake or something. It's like actually
Yeah.
providing more kind of like thoughts, and it's actually doing more processing than it would do when you're like actively awake,
I
because
mean,
the rest of your body's asleep but your brain's always active, it's constantly going.
Mhm.
dreams are said, like some dreams are said to be like your brain trying to find solutions to problems that you might not be
Yes,
aware of fully, or
yes,
like that you're in your subconscious,
a lot of them are memory
in like very
related.
abstract ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
It's trying to
it,
make the understand the whatever is kind of like troubling you, try and make sense of it. But because your
yeah.
brain is kind of in like shutdown mode, it's grabbing elements of reality that you understand and compiling them together in this strange soup that doesn't
Uh,
Like
really like make
I
sense,
had
but it's
a
trying to figure it out.
mhm.
reoccurring nightmare, and it's happened usually around the same times in my life where I would subconsciously realize that I need to get rid of a toxic person in my life, or
Hmm.
like some toxic influence, but I wasn't like ready to admit it to myself consciously. I would have dreams of essentially imagine pimple popping, but it's giant worms, like
Okay.
Interesting.
tapeworms out of everywhere, like in
Yeah,
your skin.
yeah.
And it like it would keep happening if there was something like that going
Trypophobia
on.
guys are losing their fucking nut
Not
at
even like
this.
there wouldn't be a hole left or anything. It was more just like long ass white worms essentially.
Mm,
Because it's like a parasite, you know.
Yeah,
You're
like
literally
maggots.
your brain is telling you get rid of the fucking parasites. They're
It's rotting
draining
you to your
you.
core. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obviously not a good thing. Get rid of this.
Hmm.
So
I or not to interrupt you. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, just wanted to say, like, being able to view dreams from that lens, like what they're trying to tell you, it like kind of makes them less disturbing or like
Yeah,
less scary. It's just like, okay, I get
because you
what my
try and
brain is
decipher
trying to tell
them.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a dream recently. This was like a few nights ago, but I was like going looking back at some nostalgic stuff and my childhood, and I was like, man, I just wish I could be a kid again. Like I really miss just being able to just do whatever you want and run around in my neighborhood. And that night I had a dream about running around in my backyard, and it was like getting late, and like that's the time where I would go inside. I went inside, I saw my sister, and we were just hanging out. We were just kids. So I thought that was
Hmm.
really nice. Thank you, brain.
That is
But
really cute.
yeah, so sometimes my brain wants me to be happy even though it gives me hell 80% of the time.
Yeah.
But
Very
yeah.
true.
It's a give and take relationship. We feed the
Mhm.
brain, and sometimes the feed giveth and taketh
You
away.
know what I hate more than nightmares though?
Oh boy.
Like dreams that just leave you frustrated, like pissed off. I
So you wake
fucking
up
hate
angry,
that.
Yes.
Yeah, like irritated
puts
or
you in a bad
annoyed.
mood.
The worst ones I've had, it was like doing an actual math problem but not being able to solve it because I would know what the solution is, but my hand kept writing the wrong number, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm so fuck." what are you doing? What are you doing?
Freddy Krueger's
Those-
just toying with you.
Those, like, if I have dreams where, like, I wake up angry, it's usually at a person, you know? It's usually at a person who was actually pissed me off in real life at some other point.
And
And
it's
I've gotten in, like,
transcended.
in my dream, I've gotten into screaming altercations and, like, fights, and then I wake up so pissed at that person, and I'm just like, and I'll be 100% honest, it's usually the people that do deserve to be screamed at because they are just so aggravating and awful, you know?
Yeah.
It's never like I get in a fight with my dad in my dream and I'm just like, Dad, you were mean to me in my dream. Why did you do that? It's like people piss me off. And so I wake up and I'm like, like my hate is renewed, you know? It's like, ah, yes, I remember. I remember why.
Flames have been reignited.
Seriously.
I find on
But-
average for me, like 80% of my sleeping time has dreams in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I really struggle to figure out whether it's like something has actually happened or whether I just dreamed it. Because sometimes it
Yeah,
is quite close to
exactly.
reality. And like there are people that I know, like my girlfriend, she does not dream at all. Like she goes black and then wakes up, and then she has no real recollection of dreams. She maybe dreams maybe 10% of her like sleeping time. But I'm like on the opposite side, and I'm like, fucking hell, have I like said this to you already? Because I'm really struggling some
Yeah.
days where I'm like, I feel like I've done this.
Yeah.
I feel like I've already
yeah.
completed this.
Worst.
Sometimes it's deja vu, and sometimes like I've been in this situation before. But whether that's because of dream or that's because of your brain trying to process the future and like the probability of something
when you
happening is another
have-
thing.
When you have a dream of doing all your chores and then you wake up and you're like, son of a fucking bitch, I have to do this again. God damn
I'm back in the fucking building again. No,
But
I've been
sometimes
feeling.
like go for it.
I completely understand that, Max, because I've been feeling like crazy deja vu recently. Like, I'll be at work and I'll be like putting the grate down on something, and I'm like, I feel like I've been doing this exact same thing for years, and I've only worked at this job for like a month and a half. You know what I mean? It's
You
it's
know what
like
that can be,
Hmm.
by the way?
we're in a simulation. I knew
No.
it.
It's an actual it's basically like a brain lag. So, what happens is the information of what you're doing gets to you before what you're seeing gets to your brain. So it feels like you've already done it before a long time. Or like
It's like you
that's
relapsed.
deja vu essentially. Like, oh, we have already done this, but like you're just now seeing it, you're like, I feel like I've done this before. Yes, you have, about 0.5 seconds ago, and your brain
Yeah.
is like
It makes me lose my mind all the time though. Every single instance of deja vu that I get, it makes me go fucking bonkers because it's like
really? I just go, oh.
I sometimes get deja
makes
vu
me.
where I've actually like had a moment where I know what's going to happen next, and in my deja vu memory, I did it differently. I like went a different direction, and like whether it was like a topic of conversation, and I knew it was going to go out one way, I decided to go another way instead. So I'm like, yeah, that was pointless last time. Why am I going to bother? I'm going to do this one now.
You're seeing a branching
Kind of, yeah.
timeline.
It was like another option that I could have had, and I kind of know what the answer is going to be. So why am I going to say that if I've seen it already and I know it's not the answer I want? I'm going to say the other one or do the other thing and then get a different response. It's
doing
fucking
the Baldur's
weird.
Gate thing where you
I know.
where you pick the
I sound fucking insane.
Oh, hey, I understand. We get it.
I get that.
It's
But you know
weird.
what it could be? It could be like also your intuition.
It could well be. It could be the people I'm interacting with I know so well, so I know how they're going to respond, and it's just like my brain going, "Yeah, I've already figured it out. No need to ask them that."
I played it out for
Fuck
you.
knows.
Don't worry, fam.
Exactly. I'll just go, stop right there. I know exactly what you're going to say. Goodbye. Halt in the name of Storm. Whatever the fucking. What's the saying? The Oblivion meme. How does that go?
Halt! You have violated the law.
That's it. That's the one.
Something, or you'll be prosecuted, or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see. Prepare to die. Dun, 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 dun.
Ha! Ha! And then it's like nothing's happening.
Yeah. Running into a wall. Stay still.
Stop right there.
Stop right there. Anyway.
Luckily, I don't have the natural disasters dreams anymore. They
Well, that's
stopped.
good. It shows a
Uh,
change in life, which is good.
yeah, it therapy helped. We didn't necessarily talk about these dreams, but like, I think the obvious thing that was happening was like the tsunami was like emotional turmoil,
hmm
emotions being controlled,
Welled
like
up.
controlling me over me, controlling my own
Yeah.
like bottled up emotions all crashing down. The law will be like suppressed anger about something. And tornado is usually like mind being scrambled, like decisions, like life feeling too chaotic, not emotionally, but like things that are outside of your control type of thing. But like
hmm
lately, they've been going away. I've had
Yeah.
other reoccurring nightmares, but those we can talk about later.
Lovely.
But they did like I don't know why. First 3 nights here slept so well. The past couple of them, as soon as the heat, do you guys get more nightmares when it's hot?
Not sure. I don't think
Because I
so.
My
do.
nightmares make me sweat. Like I get hot flashes whenever I do
Yeah.
get
No, no,
nightmares.
no. But like when it's heat in the summer, I get more nightmares.
I
No
can't
They're
idea.
like
sleep whenever it's
frustrating
hot.
dreams.
Whenever it's hot,
Nor
I
can I.
genuinely cannot sleep. Like I'm finding any ways to cool myself down.
Yeah, I try to fall asleep in my room, and it is like an oven. It's
Hmm
there's an air conditioning unit, but I can't leave it on because it'll get
Yeah.
too cold, and I'll wake up with a cold, or
You not to have the
um,
sleep option for it.
it'll be too loud. It is quite loud as well.
Really?
So yeah, it's on at
I
the
have
Wait,
moment. You guys can't hear it, but it's
the
right next to my
I
bed.
have a
newer
white fan.
units. Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead.
I have a white fan by my bed that has been running for 2 years because I cannot turn it off. And I cannot turn this off because this is the only air circulation I get in my room if my
Oh
door's
yeah,
closed,
yeah.
you know?
I thought you meant you
So
physically could not turn it off, and it's just like constantly running.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
well
wired in
no, I
through the
mean
house
this
mains.
is also just like any southern
Yeah,
house
yeah,
does.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they have a
Still
white
very
fan
ultimate.
somewhere and they have a fan above that they just can't turn off because if they turn it off, it's immediately
It's
hot.
too humid.
Can't you
Yeah.
cannot breathe. Yeah, so
Mm.
Overhead fans, like ceiling fans, are not a thing here at all. I don't think I've
mm,
seen a single house with a
We
ceiling
used to have a
fan.
lot of them here, but I think they've kind of been rotated out slightly
Yeah,
because there's more efficient ways of moving air through the room.
yeah.
true.
Opening a window.
It's even hotter sometimes when you open the window. Fuck
True,
me.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
the
But
like
like,
humidity enters and you're fucked. Like, oh,
yeah,
sweating
you guys
already.
have humidity a lot of times.
yeah,
It's
it's
mixed
super
here, but
fucking humid.
I much prefer heat and dry air because it's like it is what it is. It's
Yeah.
you
fine. It's
sweat
okay.
less.
Humid heat is just it sticks with you. And
You
Suffocating.
can't breathe. It is
if
literally like you
if you
cannot
stay
breathe.
still, it starts gathering, and you're like, oh
Hmm
fuck, it's just gonna weigh you down. And when you're sleeping in bed, doesn't matter how
Oh
much
yeah.
how much is off, he's just gonna sweat. It's
Yep.
guaranteed.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
just gonna sweat.
Even
Fuck
if
But
that.
you're like naked on your bed, you are sweating bullets, and you have like
Yeah.
5 fans on you. You can't escape it.
And then you get a paralysis demon saying, haha, fuck you. Then you're like,
And then you're like, God fucking
bitch,
damn it!
you're the last of my problems. Get out of here.
exactly. You're like, heart attack.
You're just like, you just turn the spray bottle out. I'm like, it's like, go away.
Oh my god, your
Yeah.
hands are actually cold. Wait, come back.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Hug me. Kiss me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The demon's like, whoa, man, that's too freaky. Well,
Hey,
you gotta
hey,
ask
hey,
for
listen.
consent.
Hey, where
I
you
didn't
going?
sign
Where you
up for
going?
this.
Don't leave, dude. Don't leave. Stay.
Your girlfriend's gonna find out about this. I hope you know that.
Fuck.
No, but to continue what I was saying, the
Yeah.
last 3 nights, for whatever reason, I would have the like frustrating version of dreams where it was like an argument with someone, and I would
Yeah.
literally wake up doing the whole "get the fuck away from me" or "leave me alone," and throwing a pillow across the room, and it's just like, oh my god, man, just let me sleep.
I'm
Just
never
let
going to
me
stay at your house, Robbie.
sleep.
I'm just going to get a pillow thrown at me. No thanks.
Or punched, most likely. I've done
Excellent.
that before too.
Right.
I'm so afraid
Just all
I'm
the
gonna start
options. You're
dating
gonna get your
someone,
ass kicked no
and then
matter
they're gonna
what.
sleep over for the first time, and I'm just gonna like kickbox them out of the bed.
Oh, wait. Did you just say date
Sleep
someone and then sleep over?
Yeah, I can
Oh
have
my
it.
god. Sleepover. Hey babe, do you want to sleep
Oh,
over today?
If they're not
So
down to
weird.
sleep over, then fuck them. They're not the one.
It's just an odd saying. Hey
um,
wife, do you want to
do
sleep
you want to sleep
over?
over?
You want to share a bed while we paint each other's
Hey,
nails?
please, please.
It's like we're married.
Oh, but please.
I meant
Yeah,
early
but if
on
you
in the
don't want to sleep over
relationship
as
when they still
friends,
don't know
then
how weird I am.
I know.
And then I kick the shit out of them into sleep, and they're like, um, what's wrong with you?
I love you.
something I do in my sleep that I will always hate, that I will forbid myself from going to any sleepovers. I talk in my sleep.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, I do. And
What
it's
do you
not all the
say?
time. It's shit that I'm saying in my dream, you know? Like I'll just like murmur something. I don't think cuz my sister and my cousin, sometimes we have to share a bed when we go to the, aunts and uncles' house, whatnot.
Yeah.
Um she steals all of the covers. I talk in my sleep. It's just we're used to it.
Is
But they
this
say
the older sister?
no, this is my younger sister.
Okay.
Um
Okay. Shit.
and
I was hoping your older sister would have some dirt on you or something. A
I mean
recording
they
of you
still
sleep talking.
no, but they I mean like they can recount the times I've slept talk cuz I can't remember exactly. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just say random shit in my sleep and they just like turn over like hello and I'd be like like dead asleep and um but yeah, so I'm like no, I can't sleep in a bed with anybody. I cannot sleep over because what if I say some
Cool.
embarrassing shit and they record it and they put it on the internet? I can't have that happen.
Maybe don't be
Um
friends with those types of people.
no, I
Uh,
remember I remember I was laughing in a dream once because I
That's
don't know.
creepy as fuck.
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
I was like giggling or something in my
Oh,
sleep,
that's
and
even worse.
my sister like shook me awake. Like, hey, what the
Stop
fuck?
it.
You wake up,
Stop
stop.
it.
She was like, stop. I'm like, what? And
Wait,
the thing is, I was having so much fun in the dream too. Because it was just, I think it was just so much fun. And she was
you're
like, "You
like
gotta stop, man."
frolicking through the fields of
No,
candies, and she's like, "What the
I,
fuck?"
I think I was like being
You're
tickled or
doing
something.
this in sleep. You're doing the Mario fucking huh? Diddle-diddle-diddle, huh?
No,
Keep bringing that up. I need to stop that. I don't know why.
I think I was being tickled. I cannot remember, but I was just like laughing in the dream, and then Kelsey was like, "Absolutely not. No, thank you." I think she was like, "You need to stop," and then she went to go sleep on the couch.
She was like, "I'm not
Yeah.
being a horror protagonist today."
Yeah, no
Fuck that
thanks.
bitch.
I've seen The Conjuring. I know where this goes. No
Yeah, but
thanks.
so
Have you guys
mhm.
ever had this experience where you're like in that process of falling asleep where you're still having like your regular thoughts, but you're drifting off, but then you like wake up and you're like, was I asleep? Wow, what the
Yeah,
fuck? Like, I don't even know if
Yeah.
I had my eyes closed. Holy it's the oddest
I do that
feeling
in the
ever.
morning. Cause I'll be like, like, oh fuck, I have to check my phone because I have my alarm on my phone and I get messages from you guys and whatnot. So I'll like dream that I look on my phone and it'll be like a message that'll be say like D&D is canceled. I'm like, oh okay, I go back to sleep and then I wake up again. It's like you're late. I'm like, fuck. And so I have to I have to like
Uh,
scramble to my
it's
computer.
the time difference is very funny because I'll wake up at like 5:30 and then Cassie will send me a message and I'll just go to sleep. Go to fucking
Listen,
sleep, you
I've been
weirdo.
getting off work late, okay?
I
Whenever
know, but
Cassie, whenever I'm like thinking of messaging you, like in the rare instances I do, I'm like, I can't text her because she's asleep. And then
Dude,
when
text
I
me.
could text, I'm not doing it.
To do it, please. Anybody to talk to. Come on.
But you got Jack. You got Jack to talk to. It's fine. Talk to him
He
about
doesn't talk
Pokemon.
to me half the time because he's asleep or he's not paying attention or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, what am I? Fucking wait, what do you guys call it?
Chop liver.
Suicide Squad?
liver?
Oh.
Oh,
What am
Jesus.
I, Suicide Squad?
What am I? Some kind of Suicide Squad?
Jesus, guys.
That's
Um,
stupid.
I've slept with snorers before. My
Oh
dad is
my
a chronic snorer.
God.
He
Same
snores awfully. It's bad. It's loud. It's just fucking shakes the room. I've had to share rooms with him.
Lord.
Only recently he's gotten this mouth guard that stops him from snoring, but he still like breathes heavily because it's painful for him to wear. But he has to wear it because he has to suck it
Yeah.
up.
Sleep
But
apnea?
it kind of is, yeah. So he before then would just like snore and tough it out, and whenever he snores, just hit him. But one time I went skiing with him, and I said to him, "Look," I said to him, I was not getting any sleep because this was like day 3 of like no sleep of just him snoring every night and me going, "Fucking hell, shut the fuck up." And then at one point he's snoring again, and I said to him, "Dude, stop! If you do it again, I'm gonna lift up your bed and slam it on the ground. Okay, stop it." So I fall asleep. I hear him snore, and I was just so angry at that point. I got out of my bed, and he was in a little like single bed, and I just lift up the side of the bed, just lift it up
My
halfway,
God,
and just
Matt.
drop it onto the ground, and I just like. He just goes, "Oh." I was like, "I told you, stop fucking snoring." And then I went back to sleep. He just goes, "Fucking hell." And then he goes back to sleep.
On the floor.
No, he didn't fall out. He didn't fall out. He
Oh,
was fine. I just lifted it up and then it slammed back down. But we're in like a
no.
apartment thing, so there was other people around us. I probably shouldn't have done that because it was fucking loud. And he
Realizing
just
that now.
his responses because it wasn't even that dark. He just looks at me with his like cover on. He's like, "Fucking hell, what are you doing?" I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm trying to sleep. Fuck you." And I went back to sleep, and it was fine.
Oh, poor Max.
I caught my sister snoring, you know, because
Is this the video you sent us? There was a video or something. I remember.
No?
no, I don't remember sending any video. Or
You've
you
sent a
like,
video of you sent
It
a
was a
video of
picture of.
something. No?
No.
I sent the only one I can remember sending is when it was me, my sister, my cousin on New Year's, and we're just messing around, and then fireworks go off in the background, and I scream bloody murder. I remember that sending that one. But I gotta find this picture because it's so fucking funny, and she's
One
gonna
sec.
hate me.
Well,
We'll
you
scroll
find
through.
it. Speaking of like being half awake.
Found it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
show it.
Okay,
Hello,
okay.
tell the story.
I'm gonna have to send it to you separately and then delete it because my sister's gonna fucking kill me if she finds out.
Jesus.
Okay.
Invasion of privacy.
It's fine. It's her sister. She's allowed to do it.
Oh, that's so typical though.
I know, but she never sleeps like that.
Yeah, it's because the
And
head's going back.
yeah. she never sleeps like that.
Hey,
Look,
look, she's
man.
lucky she hasn't got like no sweaty pits or something because that would have been
Oh,
worse.
I know. But
Look, it
one of
can
my
be
favorite
worse than
pictures.
me falling asleep on the bus. The bus driver hitting the brakes really suddenly and then me flying towards the rails and just banging my head.
Oh,
Jesus
and then like
Christ.
flying back immediately. And everyone's just like they didn't ask if I was okay, but it was just like well that happened. And I went back to sleep. Anyway, the one I wanted to tell before is it happened recently. Because I moved teams at work. And I have a new team captain. And somehow the first concept I had that I had to do, the first like little video, I wasn't really confident in it because they just kind of like threw me in there
yeah.
without a lot of explanation. So I was just like, oh man, I'm kind of like not doing great. I don't feel like I was not really that confident in it. And then I woke up at like 5:30 randomly again, before it was like routine now, and I saw a message from her like, "Oh my god, girl, your concept like had the biggest blah blah blah. Congrats!" And I just wrote, "Oh, Yay! That's all I wrote.
Oh my god.
While half fucking asleep, and then I didn't like elaborate on it at all until later when she texted me again. I was like, "Whoopsies, left my team captain on the red with an oh yay," and it wasn't even like a long yay. It was just like, "Oh yay." Uh,
Oh my god.
And sometimes I would send texts too, like while in a half asleep state, and in my head they would look spelt correctly, and then I would look back on it. It's unintelligible.
I know.
It's bad.
Sometimes I'll like wake up and I'll like type out a message and then I won't send it and then I go through my day and it's like 8 hours have passed. I'm like, fuck. But anyways,
Yeah,
that was a long talk about sleep and dreams, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta prepare for the Dream Factory, Speaking of which, we didn't have like a proper dream sequence.
Hold on.
Actually, going
Speaking of
into
which, though,
dreams.
talking about just dreams in general, what the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Because, like, what do you mean there is a space where. I'm confused. I'm confused. What do you mean there's a
Obviously,
city?
haven't learned enough about FNAF lore, Cassie. Otherwise, this would be very familiar to you.
FNAF lore. The fuck? Don't tell me I've been like doing. Look, it was bad enough with the fucking Gilgamesh thing. All right.
No. Listen.
Don't be fucking up my canon. Don't be
There's
fucking
a
up my
fucking
canon.
dream theory thing
Shit
in
in hell.
FNAF universe. It's not related. It's like the whole subconscious mind. Everyone's minds are linked together in dream world. That stuff.
Mm.
But it's
Okay.
like so irrelevant to the game.
But
It's like some off stuff in the books. Anyways,
the question comes in, and just to talk about like the factory and also just like dreamland stuff in general.
Yeah.
So there's obviously places in the dream world. There's, as we've been told, there's a city.
Yeah.
So it confuses me because it has been said that Siren's like workers, his lackeys, um were kind of like similar to the creatures that Thorn saw whenever she went to go
Mhm.
save Wrath, those like creatures. And also now we found out that Kiara is being kept in a place in the dreamscape. Some sort of like room or building or something. Um Stop vibing, man. I'm confused. um so it makes me wonder like what exactly Siren is and what he has control over, because it was previously mentioned by Caspian um a long time ago that Siren was as old as the earth itself. So is he part of dreams? Is he like
Was he
like
always a follower of Everlight? Is my question. Why,
yeah,
if
and
he
so it makes me think
wasn't,
like
why did he turn to them?
yeah, and it makes me think like about the Everlight stuff, like if he is a knight of Everlight, because I can't remember a lot about like from the last campaign about the Everlight, because I gotta be honest, I wasn't really that interested in at the time. But now, and also we just didn't like look into it as
No.
much.
No.
Yeah, so
There was a background sort of thing happening.
yeah, and I was looking through my computer and I found some like old notes that I had saved that you had sent us the group in the last campaign, Max,
Mhm.
and it said like Knights of Everlight, and it had a lot of like big names, and I'm like, did I miss something? I don't think I understand what this means. So
Why was that brought up in the Sunday campaign?
the Knights
Yes.
of Everlight, yeah.
I believe in one of the campaigns there was mention of knights. I think it was
No, it was
by
Tuesday.
I think it was
No,
Alistair, Widow's Peak. I think he's the only person that is
Yeah,
like directly mentioned.
because Leone had said that he was a knight. That was out of like
when?
game, but Leone had said that he was a knight of Everlight. I think that was during the session when we were introduced to him.
This is where the
Um,
stream's going to cross, and I kind of lose
yeah,
track of
No,
who knows
because
what.
I swear to God that the Knights thing was happening in Tuesday thing. because something it had to do with the hells, because one of them was from question mark, or they
Well,
were like,
what you
because
guys
I know we talked to the
somewhat
high
know,
priest and he told
yeah.
us that
Yes, I
high
believe
priest of
both high priests
Moradin.
kind of gave a bit of info. So you had the
Yeah.
Moradin priest in the Tuesday campaign, they gave info, and you had
Yeah,
Alistair, the Ashtar priest, give a
Because I
few,
think,
get a bit of
I
info.
might have been AFK for that part because I don't
correct me
remember
if I'm
that
wrong, I
whole
think
thing.
he might have said something to Fennel about it, or
Yeah, he was talking to Fennel
yeah.
directly about like the impending doom and what it was
Mhm.
relating, that a light was going to be shining upon us and their
Mhm.
nights will be coming and whatever. Just kind of doomsaying about the future.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember that. I just never remembered
but
him
just
as
so you
priest.
guys are aware, like the Everlight, yes, is an entity beyond whatever it could be. It has followers that are like its acolytes, its main kind of strength, its bolster, its representatives, and they are the knights. And it's basically an order of knights that kind of go around and keep the peace or instill the beliefs of what the Everlight stands for.
Wait,
Mhm.
wait, 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 wait. I remember it
Yes,
being mentioned that the knights were usually taken from different
that's correct.
planes.
That's right.
Yeah.
What
So
if Siren is the one that was taken from the dream plane?
Or what if he was the first one?
Yeah,
That's what I've been
exactly.
thinking. Like,
Could be the first one, but also the one from the
cuz
dream plane.
this is like more of some of this is like from last campaign, but there was three entities that were brothers. Um
Yeah,
and I'm not going to go too much into detail cuz I don't want to try and spoil anything, but Max,
I know the
correct me.
story.
Did that happen like with the gods? Was that before the earth was created, or was
no,
that
It
no?
was
Okay.
that was during the time where the gods were still around and still active.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
they were active, and then what happened, and
Yeah.
then they basically got shunned. So one of
Mhm.
them was essentially kept in the material plane. Another one was sent to the dreamscape, and another one was during that fight or altercation was sent beyond somewhere
So,
else.
okay, knowing that and knowing about the certain person who controls that entity in the dreamscape, or is at least
Yep.
on, on a level with them,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me think like, okay, if Siren is a follower of the Everlight,
Mm-hmm.
how how is he just given so much, like, I would say control, or
Mm-hmm.
like how
I
he's given
mean,
so much freedom in the dreamscape,
why
if
is Frederick giving it? He has even less power. What
yeah.
authority he has to be? I think it's not as it's just not as policed as we think it might be.
Yeah.
Or it's I mean it's a giant as you know how many people fucking slay. He can't
Well,
be
at the
The
killed.
same at the
only
same
thing
time.
that kind of polices it is an entity that is almost all encompassing and omnipresent in the dreamscape, and that is the Calorac, the nightmare.
Yeah.
This godly figure is the one that oversees it and kind of watches everything. Um, it protects people from those kind of like nightmarish figures, even though in the law it's kind of stated that it was always thought that the nightmare brought the nightmares to people, but instead it's actually warding people and keeping them
Yeah.
safe from the impending doom, which is the creatures that you had seen and correlated to Siren.
Mhm.
Um, so
Very
they're kind
interesting.
of overwatching and protecting that. But Siren hasn't necessarily always been in the dreamscape because in your backstory, he's not present there. He's in the material plane. He's physical. He's working with humanoids and doing
Yeah.
experiments.
So
So,
it makes me think like Frederick probably also gave him like command over a little area so he could keep Kiara in there and do his experiments without being seen. Or
M-
maybe it's he has more experience. Oh fuck, maybe he just moved everything into the dreamscape then.
My question is, why is Frederick so interested in the dreamscape?
Well, I think it would have
Why
to
are
do
both
with
of them experimenting on it?
I think it has to do with the Nimbus. What is it?
No, because the
Soothsaying
soothsaying
Nimbus.
nimbus
Yeah.
isn't in the dreamscape. It's in its own place. It's in the in-between realm.
So
It's
something
a
that
different space.
I guess something that I was thinking about that I mean, so the soothsaying Nimbus, it has been said that they take, kids, right?
Yeah,
And from what we know about
talented
Siren,
ones.
Prodigies. Yeah.
yeah, from what we know about Siren, he takes kids as well, but it's more like he just nabs them, like
Yeah.
doesn't matter what the background is, whatever, he nabs them and then he
Mhm.
just starts experimenting. So it, I hate to say this because I don't want to intertwine this anymore, but I just genuinely feel like there is more to Siren and Frederick working together and being, like more of a team in the greater scheme
Yeah,
of this.
but I don't think they're a team with the soothsaying nimbus very
No,
obviously, because the
yes,
soothsaying
that
nimbus fears the Everlight, so
yeah. So it's I just feel like there's a deeper connection with Frederick and
Mhm.
Siren because just because of these factors. It's just something I've been thinking about, and I could be totally fucking wrong. This is just what I've been theorizing, and I could be missing information or something.
I think they're
But
One
equal times fucked up and they're enabling each other.
yes,
one of
that
the
is
one of the
very
things that
true.
you guys figured out, well, was spotted with like natural 20s and like just your general inquiring, you saw that Frederick, as soon as he received the briefcase filled with like dream essence,
Yeah,
he took
consumed
it
it.
instantly, and he was essentially like a crack addict. He
Yeah.
needed that to keep going. You also know that Frederick is a fractured mind. So, and as well, they've been sharing dreams between each other. When Van had killed Ryder Note, the Swift Drifter, he was almost retelling the story of how he saw a person of Ven's description with yellow
Yeah.
eyes kind of essentially killing him,
Yeah.
and being the one to off him. And then it eventually happened.
Oh, I thought he was having dreams of also doing what Frederick did.
Yeah, as well.
Then,
Yeah. It was kind of like a revenge story, right? From his perspective,
Yeah.
he saw the revenge. Like he saw
yeah.
what he was due and his final end. That's why his whole story was like helping people, because he never wanted to do the thing that he always dreamed that he was doing, because he
Yeah.
saw what he could be and he wanted to be better. And he knew that even though he himself did not commit any crimes because he was a fresh person, that just even having the thought and that kind of like, I feel like I've sinned, but I'm not sure why. That means I should be doing good.
I
It's
mean,
yeah,
he's
Um,
aware that he
having a
lost
dream about.
memories,
Mhm.
right? Like he knows that he had a life before.
Mhm.
So
exactly,
he could
and
be
that's
thinking
leaning
maybe that's
into
what
it.
I did
Yeah, and
before
I
I
need
lost
to
the
make up.
memories.
I need to do better. I need to be the person that I wasn't in my past life, whatever that was.
It would
And
be
then, but no matter what sort of outcome, he always dreamt that that was going to be his end. His eventual end was going to be these yellow eyes staring at me, which is what happened.
true, yeah. It would have been
So,
interesting to see how he would have reacted if he just saw Ven, like on the
mhm.
street randomly.
I think he would have just probably accepted it, because it's kind of like seeing death in the face and going, "This is coincidence. This is
Because
fate."
Ven's not really like a common
No,
looking
exactly,
person, very specific.
exactly. So yeah, so kind of using that sort of logic, you can see why Frederick's
Yeah.
invested in the dreamscape, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
because he has like connections that way. So Siren's perspective, you're more in the dark, but you can
I'm
probably
literally
understand
like
elements.
shaking the bars of my cage. I'm like, let me know, let me know, let me know. I need to find out. I need to find out
Yeah.
more because
I
at this point it is killing me that I don't know anything about Siren or that
Yeah.
Thorn, because she had ideas about how he acted and how he treated her and what he
Mhm.
did, but at the end of the day, she knows
what's
fuck
the end
all.
goal? I think for both of them, like what is their end goal? What do they want? Like sure,
Yeah,
Frederick wants to get Van, but like, okay, and what
Yeah.
after? Like what is the whole dream stuff? Does he want to get revenge against the soothsaying Nimbus? Is he fearing them? So he's plotting
yeah.
along with the other two to take them down, to bring in
For
Everlight? through the dreamscape, maybe, because all minds are connected. So maybe even them in that other complete side of universe can still somehow be connected to the mind.
What I'll say with the Frederick side is each one of them is a fractured element of the single person that was. So each one of them are kind of dealing with a personality aspect of that original. So that is their like primary goal. Rider Note was redemption, to try and redeem himself. Rika was kind of like the I have nothing left. What am I doing here? I cannot achieve anything. I'm just a
Shit, did him a favor.
I'm just a
Sorry.
regular person. Yeah, you kind of did. Yeah, but he was trying to find purpose, and you just like took it sooner than later. But he was just like the aspect that is down on their luck and just never going to achieve anything because they have no aspirations.
It was almost.
Yeah, he was the cowardice. He was the worry. He was the person who had no drive. That's what he was like missing. He didn't have that chunk, so he was always living like hand to mouth, trying to find the next pay, never making good enough work. So he was always getting fired and moving on to the next place.
Yeah.
So he was just traveling with no money and just trying to get by.
It's the fact that even if it just is a part of him, that the Frederick Vanu was a part of that person, like completely denies the whole he was a decent person thing that the Illithid said. Like if that was
a crumb
like
of
a fifth of you, because there's 5 of them, that's a pretty big chunk of you that is completely and utterly fucked up and evil.
Yeah.
So how good of a person could have you been?
But
exactly. It also brings into the point, not to like speak over you, Cassie, but just to kind of back on that, where you have like, if someone is 20% evil, how much of that 80% is good enough to keep that at bay? Were they actually able to like push it down and keep it tied up? Or did that peak out every so often? And it comes down to a question of what percentage makes up how bad a person is. Like,
and there are some things that you can do that can, like, no amount of good will ever like make up for it. Like some actions that like you can't go back from that. Like inexcusable things, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And
Cassie,
I
you
think
wanted to
he's
say
crossed
something?
the line a few times.
Clearly, you fucking killed 2.
With Siren, I think I don't know about his end goal completely, but I definitely think that he wants a weapon to control, like a biological weapon. That's, I think, what he was trying to accomplish with Benjamin, Thorn, and Kiara, is that he was like, maybe if I single out these 3, then I could get something from it. But with them being all together, nothing happened. And then Thorn broke out. Benjamin is useless. Now he only has Kiara, and he's been working on Kiara in solitude. So now that has escalated to whatever, like Hydra creature she's been turned into. My poor baby. I'll rescue you, I promise.
That's kind of the point, right? So his whole thing is he's a sick, fucked up experimenter who is trying to find that crunch point to unlock something new, something exciting, something different, something to kind of like show that all of this has been for something. And he even said when he was talking to Kiara in the kind of like that dream state, where he was like, you were the runt of the litter. I did not care for you. You were the side project to greatness that I was trying to achieve. The celestial blooded had no effect. The primal blooded had escaped and had kind of ruined the plan. You, a prime material nothing, you are all I have left. And you have become the greatest thing that I have possibly ever done, is kind of like where it's at. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I hate
it
him.
oh yeah. I wrote him evil for a fucking reason.
I never
I
been more
wanted
excited to beat
I
up an
wanted
old rail man.
absolute no redemption. No even possible idea of
No,
redemption. I
never.
wanted a truly evil person.
Yeah.
Cuz it was like, I mean, I wouldn't. He is
Man, and I thought I was
100% what
going
a
too far with
villain
Frederick.
should be. What?
And I said, man, and I thought I was going too far with Frederick.
Oh, girl, I went to the darkest depths.
And I just
But
twist that
Well,
knife.
yep. Thank you,
to be
Max.
fair,
Thank you for
Frederick is
indulging me.
worse in the book, but
But with Siren, I think it's something that Dipler had said that really summed up the three, which was one was everything, one was something, and one was nothing.
Hmm.
And I feel like that it kind of has been flipped on its head a little bit, where so it was like Thorn was everything, Benjamin was something, and then Kiara was nothing. But
Yeah,
now I think it's Benjamin is nothing, Thorn is something, and then Kiara is
it's
everything now.
everything. Yeah.
So
That's
it's
it shows
yeah,
because Benjamin just got fucking chopped up and left behind.
my
Guy
poor
got
baby.
fucking left behind. He didn't even give a shit anymore. He was just like,
Uh-uh.
fuck you. You are
Yeah.
discarded meat. Look at you.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
left in there to rot.
Yeah. And
Jesus.
I think Benji was just like, I, I know he's like still alive, but I think he was just like accepting,
Oh, yeah.
waiting to die. Like he
Mhm.
had been his entire life in that prison,
If it
And
wasn't for the others like finding him, he'd have died. It
yeah.
was just through
So,
pure perseverance and celestial blood that he like
mhm.
made it that far with
And I
nothing.
think that it's the perfect curse,
Mm.
because I feel like it's the same with Thorn. Thorn wanted to die so badly
And
just to
she gets to
escape
live.
all of that pain, but
Mm.
despite herself, she survived.
Mhm.
Something inside her, not wrath, not anything primordial blooded,
Mhm.
was like survive. It was just her nature in that prison was just like, you have to keep going. You have
Yeah.
to see the end of this. You have to get out. And it's just the curse, because no one wants to survive in that place, but
Mhm.
against her own will, she did. You know, which
And
I
by God, they tried to kill her.
oh yeah, by God, by God, did they do everything in their power?
Alas.
But
Yeah. See, this is what happens
um,
when you guys write good, interesting backstories. I'm like, yeah, I can sink my
we
teeth
did a
into
good
it,
job, Robbie.
and
Yay!
We did good.
I can add it to the main story.
See, this is why I love going like I would say like this is why I like going above and beyond whenever I create characters, because it's just like there's so much to work with, and so much to
Hmm.
change and so much to build on. And I live for that shit because I want to know what Max has changed. I want to know what is different from my expectations. Like
Hmm.
I love this so much, and this is why I love long term campaigns and just going way too into characters. But anyways, I'll shut up.
Hell yeah.
Uh, it's fine, cause I mean, for me, I don't like to make my uh character stories like too plot complex, but like very
Hmm.
emotionally complex. Like they have a very simple yet not journey.
Yeah.
Like it can be summed up really well without it getting too convoluted or confusing, but it's still like deep, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
Like the things that you guys have added, like Robbie, you added Mark, you added
yeah,
the fact that you have like shadows that follow you and are there for you as like a patron, if we put it in inverted commas. You also added Frederick. Like those are the main cruxes of like what make up Ven, and we've been
yeah,
trying to push that and play with that as much as possible. Same with Cassie when it comes to the dynamic with the prisoners and Siren, and as well what happens with the home life. Like all of these things we're trying to play with, and if you didn't write the emotional complexity behind those things, like Robbie and the relationship that Ven had with like the family members and how he felt during those moments of pain and betrayal from Frederick. Like we wouldn't have how these dynamics work now because I could have read a note of this is the person that wronged him, this is the person he likes, this is the person he's trying to protect. That's you could have given me that and I would have gone completely in a different direction because I wouldn't have had that like the gravitas of what was actually done because it was hand waved, if you want to say it that way. You went into detail, same as Cassie, and that's kind of what helps build the story a bit better and makes these conversations so much more rich because we can look back and go, look, this is how they felt at the very beginning. How do they feel now? Now that they've pulled the curtain back a little bit and see some of the other side, some of the side that they didn't know before. Yeah,
and
good stuff.
One thing I could mention about Thorn is that whenever I started making her, again, it is far different from what I have now, but I knew what the end goal for her would be immediately, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really do that with a lot of characters. A lot of it's just like, something could happen, who knows. But for Thorn, I know that no matter what, she will fight to get her happy ending, no matter what, you know. And that's easily can turn into a very bad thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, who are you willing to sacrifice and leave behind, and who are you willing to, save,
Yeah.
because she can't save everybody. So, but I genuinely think Thorn is like one of my most complex characters I have ever created. I've said this multiple times before, and that's why she's my favorite, because it's like it's just such a total like coin flip, on if she'll react good or if she'll react bad, because like
It's all on
she's
instinct.
she's like 100% a victim, and she's not a perfect victim. She's somebody who's been fucked up and like got things ripped away from her, and so she's angry. She's angry because of all this shit that happened to her. So that's a lot of what comes out. But anyways, I'll go too deep talking about her because I just love her. I love her so much.
I'm in the same with Ben. One thing that I think is kept consistent, if anything, one belief that he has gotten reinforced maybe a little bit. Because before Ben had like a very normal life, almost like Disney-esque. Like he was just a commoner. He wasn't involved in anything important. And then in like a flip of a coin in like 2
One bad
days,
day.
yeah, everything turned upside down and he was exposed to how shitty it
The
really
world
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the system had failed him. Like
Mm-hmm.
the guards, they're like, it's not talked about a lot, but Van had tried to go to help to like to guards and stuff, but he was dismissed a lot of times because he couldn't talk about it. And when you see a homeless person who's trying to tell you something but they can't, and they're like tweaking out, he would get dismissed a lot. And he saw how he was being failed. He saw how other people who were in similar situations or even worse off than him were being treated. And he hates it. He doesn't trust authority a lot. He's very off put by them. It's why he's like still slightly off put by Thadane. Even though he does help him, he's just like, he has that mindset of like, you don't get it. You haven't been in that spot. You don't really know how bad it is. You have a paper that you can show that can wave off uh, any small mistake, while other people would need months to go through that. Uh, it's an unfair game, and Frederick's part of it. Like he's a noble. The people in Alex Shear, the people in power, are letting it happen. They're letting a factory underground be built. They're letting, someone higher up is funding him. I mean, we know that House of Relendier is helping him, or at least making business with him, even though his reputation is questionable at best, downright horrid at worst. So he's still very much on like the system is fucked and I do not
Have we
trust
even?
it.
I don't mean. Have we even met like the like governor or politician that runs
Um,
Akshir? No.
No.
Yeah.
he
Is there one?
has
There is.
he has
It's
some
run.
trust.
It's run by the houses, but yeah.
Yeah, he has some
Oh,
trust in
okay. Got it.
Korthak, but it's like, okay, but if I didn't know Thordane and if I didn't help with the whole knee situation, realistically, would have you given a fuck about what's going on with me? I'm sure he did if he knew, but like,
Yeah.
you know, he didn't get in contact with Ven because of Ven. It was because of like Thordane knew him and his sister knew him. So he's kind of wanting to take things into his own hands. Sometimes with murder and sometimes building an orphanage, you know?
Sometimes you need an orphanage with murder.
Sometimes you need
Amen.
to murder an orphanage. Anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
No, that's Siren's job, not mine.
Well, with that
No, he's-
bombshell, should we end today's campaign chit chat?
Yeah, we should.
It is getting late.
As
It
it's
is getting late.
later and later. But yeah, a lot of interesting chats today. Half of it was talking about dreams, but that's all right. That's what the campaign chit chats are here for.
It's fun.
Oh yeah.
Maybe this is a time where you can look back and think about your dreams and what you've kind of experienced in them and
or this is
what
just
they
us
mean to
trying
you.
to tell Max that give us more creepy dreams in D&D,
Yes,
but
please. Give
I
us
love doing that. I'm
dreams.
trying to hold back because I
no,
would-
more. We want more. We want more. Please, we're
Van
begging you.
Van hasn't had one since the ship.
Yes.
I don't think Thorne's had a dream like that. Unless,
You've
like,
had a couple.
Well, you have like yeah.
You've had a couple with Wrath at the beginning, trying to figure out who he is. And
but
some
I mean, like,
no, Max, you
plot.
don't get it. They have to be ominous and scary.
I
They have to be-
know, I
yes.
know. The thing is, I do them all the time. I just try and like hold back a little bit more.
We
I
understand.
don't want-
Give it to us.
You can,
give us the win.
hey, you can lay back on everybody else, but give us.
Hey, look, we're already like dealing with actual fucking dream plane, okay? So fucking hell, it's gonna get weird at some point, especially if you go in there. Fucking dreams come true, guys. So
Yeah. Because if the whole water thing happens again, oh brother.
oh bother.
Anyways,
But yeah, give us a comment down below about your dream and what it means to you. Also, if you have any questions or theories, because we always read the comments and we are more than happy to answer them. So feel free to add those if you want to. Follow us on social media. You can see the fucking names below, whatever it is. We are live Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays most of the time. If there are no hiccups when it comes to real life. But for the most part, try to stick to those schedules. But anyway, next time you'll see us will be on Friday for a Pirate's Plight at part 2 of 3. So join us for that as we dive into the second part of this pirate adventure. That'll be Friday, 8 o'clock GMT +2. Apart from that, that's pretty much it. Join us for Sundays and Tuesdays as well. And
wave him goodbye, Max.
wave him goodbye.
Nice. Thanks for going.
Is there a bit that I'm not aware of?
Wave, get it, because it's a shit.
And the goddamn stream.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Leave.
Bye.